Oh, a lot of awesome people here. Dracolom, Jake Lagatare, Utops, Lizzie, Richard Smith, Martin, and Lizzie. Hello. You guys want to try a social experiment? I'm a little bit more in the middle today than I normally am. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey Linda, nice to see you here. Hey Martin. You want to try a social experiment? Let's see. Yeah, I hear you. Nice. Hey Anna, nice to see you here. Okay, so it's becoming busier here. I came at the right time. There's a lot of people just starting to walk around. Let's see who will want to have a conversation with us. Hello from Antigua. Wow, that's awesome. Hey, seasoned vegan. You guys want to try a social experiment? Let's see. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Just ask you some questions now? How many of you have seen the conversation between George and Brandon just now? Were you guys in the conversation there? Did you listen to it? Hey, you want to try the experiment?
What is it about?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
You ask a
I just get you some questions. Yeah. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view?
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Lehel. Lehel.
Leher. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. So Leher, where are you from, by the way?
West Romania.
Romania. Oh, I'm also from Romania, but we'll be speaking in English because my audience is mainly in English. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about animals?
Oh, interesting. Yesterday was a canary on the edge of, on a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a support bar
Yeah.
on the water here on the canal of,
Yeah.
in the central station, right? In the morning, like a canary, I could touch it.
Oh. Do
It
you
was
like
so friendly.
animals?
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve respect?
Animals deserve that respect. It can heal us. They have like healing and domesticating power over humanity.
But let me put it this way. Do you think that animals, if something that we're doing is impacting them, then we should consider their well-being?
I don't know.
You don't know? So let's imagine that you're driving down the road and there's an animal in front of your car, right? That's just about to pop in your car. Imagine in this scenario that your car, nothing would happen to your car. Would it be okay for you to run your car? Would you run over the animal knowing that nothing would happen to your car?
No.
No. What if it were incredibly inconvenient for you to avoid that animal? By that I mean that, I don't know, maybe your car is set to self-driving, you would have to pull up the steering wheel or something, I don't know. It's just very difficult for you to actually stop. Would you still try to stop?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, so what if everybody on that road, whenever they see an animal, they actually just run over? And as you've been driving, you already see dead animals on the road. Would you still want to stop, or would you do what everybody else does?
No. Stop.
You would want to stop. Okay, okay. So then let me ask you this, because you answer kind of all of these questions like, you think it's wrong to kill an animal if you don't need to, right?
Out of reflex, I kill a mosquito, right?
Yeah, but that's, let's say, when the
And,
mosquito is attacking you or something, right?
yeah.
Like when they're trying to suck your blood. But like, otherwise, would you say that killing an animal, if there is no necessity, is wrong?
I don't understand the question.
So if there is no need for you to kill an animal, like there's no animal that is attacking you, there's nothing, it's just an animal minding their own business. Is it wrong for you to go and kill them?
Um, yeah, it's wrong to kill animals just randomly. Yet, children do it sometimes because depends on the how you say education, like childhood education.
Yeah.
Um, Mainly on the farm, I guess people don't really kill too many animals, only for the need for feeding.
Yeah,
For,
you're touching on the point that I wanted to touch upon. Sorry for interrupting you there, but like, do you think that given that we can thrive on a plant-based diet, do you think that the fact that we're killing animals for food is wrong?
If we want to be vegan, yeah, it's wrong to kill animals.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but like, if you can thrive, so if you can get everything that you need, that your body needs, be healthy, and get food satisfaction from consuming plant-based products and plants alone, don't you think that then you choosing to consume animal products is wrong?
Um, yeah, it is. Yet people consume animals and vegetables. Like
How
both.
about you? Do you consume animal products?
Sometimes
Sometimes.
it's not that I focus my life only on eating every day and think about eating. Yet it is a part of my life. It's like, let's say, first nature, and second nature is anything else beside it.
Yeah.
So
But you make choices for yourself, right? What
it's
you
true.
eat.
I experienced vegan time for 3 years, and I experienced good things, positive things. Um, Yet uh, I don't know why I start eating again meat, because actually I don't need to
Exactly.
eat meat. I take taurine and other supplements besides all my diet, everything I consume, and it's working successfully. So I'm not that kind of person to decide for other people how to eat, what to eat.
But when you decide
What?
for yourself, right? How can you consider it that it's okay to take the life of an innocent animal when you can choose not to?
Right.
Right? Like moral. How is it moral for you to take the life of an innocent animal when you can always choose something else? And something that you've, as you just said, that you could thrive on. You already have experienced it. You know you can thrive on it. So then nowadays making choices like that, wouldn't it be wrong for you to make choices like that?
No. Yet I'm lacking on some visual information from childhood. For example, Animal Planet, wildlife, lions eating zebra alive. Informations like this I get right now available through the media, and if it would have been back in my childhood, it would have been different. My nowadays diet, probably.
But
Because of
what does
this.
that have to do with it?
Um, it's the pain of killing the animal, right?
Yeah.
It's the pain of sacrificing. And if I look at like African documentaries where children wear guns and weapons and are part of war, um, I guess I'm not enough grown up
It's all
for
bad,
this
right?
world.
But that's bad, right?
It is bad.
But you don't pay for it, do you? You don't support that. You don't actively, you're not given an opportunity between giving money so that children can have guns or not. Yet with this other issue where you are essentially paying for animals to be killed for you, you are given the opportunity for you to not choose that, right? So if you have this opportunity that animals can no longer be oppressed for you, that means being enslaved, being killed, being brought up into existence just to be killed for you, wouldn't you say it's it's important for you to choose the right option then?
Yeah. Whenever it's time for change or progress in everybody, individual growth is a moment of decision and action, right?
So
It's an individual thing, while it is a collective thing, right?
So when will it be time for you? Because you seem to know that you're doing something that you don't like to do, right? Animals being killed for you, and you have this choice. You've already experienced it before. You already know it. So how many more animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you?
None.
None. You gotta go vegan now.
Yeah.
Let me give you a card before you go. You have, if you scan this QR code, watch the Minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. And you also have my YouTube channel there, okay?
Cool. Thanks.
What's your name again?
Lehel.
Lehel?
Yeah.
Come si dice in Romano?
Lehel.
Lehel? Ah, okay. I'm Chip. Chip.
Got it.
Have a good day. Yeah, I feel like there was a little bit of a language barrier there, but that's okay. Let's see, maybe we get some better conversations now. Chip is in Amsterdam. Hey, David, nice to see you here. I think the only reason why I wanted to do it this late, I'm a bit tired as you can see my eyes. I actually had a little bit of a nap in the afternoon. Oh, I've been so lazy today. Just had a little bit of a nap, woke up. Well, I started working after I woke up, so I wasn't actually that lazy. And I worked before taking a nap. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to do it this late was for the people in the other side of the world it isn't as late as it is for me now. You want to try it? Okay, that's okay. So yeah. And it's also that I think as we go on, a bit more drunk people will appear. So it might be fun. Yeah. Linda says, oh, I thought it was because of a party crowd. Linda, I don't particularly enjoy the party crowd. You know, it's kind of fun to watch, but it's not fun to experience. But I do it for the people watching, you know, and it's, you know, with this channel, I want to spread the idea of veganism and how it is a moral obligation. But also, you guys wanna try a social experiment? But I also wanna, you know, give content to the people who want to subscribe to me or follow me. Give content that they maybe wanna see, you know. And I know one of the things that has been asked of me is to say my workout routine and stuff. And I actually have a kind of a script. So I will also be recording that. To the moderators in the chat, please don't time out people unless they're like repeating and all that stuff. Let's keep it as little time out as possible, just so that the stream gets a little bit more traction. Because it helps with it. It helps with reaching more people that way. No flash emojis. Yeah, that's a good one. You guys want to try a social experiment?
I can participate.
I just ask you some questions. I don't know. That girl was already drunk. She came to me going like, I don't know what that was. Yeah. I also have my Huel with me because I still need to. I think I still have like 800 calories left to eat. So let's see. Collective consciousness says I'm vegan. Hell yeah, collective consciousness. That's awesome. It is pretty warm outside. It's like 20 degrees. Gonna try? Oh, Mark J, thank you so much. Humanity is not civilized for... Oh, damn. Humanity is not civilized for as long as slaughter of animals continues. Superb outreach, Chip. Hey, thank you so much, Mark J. Hey, Dark Moon, we're not crying about emojis, Dark Moon. We want to have productive conversations. If you want to have productive conversations with us, you're welcome to stay here, listen, have productive conversations with us. But spamming emojis does nothing other than you just spam the chat. It helps nobody. That's it. We're not, yeah, W Mark J. Thank you, Mark J. It helps nobody. So, stick around, Dark Moon. That's all I'm saying. Stick around, have conversations with people. Don't be upset if you're timed out for literally spamming emojis that mean nothing. We understand a lot of you consume animal products, hence why we're here to have these conversations with people. Yeah. "11 years here, Yuri. I'm waiting for the soy boobs," I heard. Yeah, I mean, I've been eating soy daily for at least 5 years now. And I don't know what to tell you, man, but my pecs are pretty good, huh? Wanna try a social experiment? Collective consciousness is vegan throughout my pregnancy, and my daughter is beautiful. Hey. Hey, Keisha, nice to see you here. You wanna try a social experiment? Wanna try it? Ah, okay, it's okay. Yeah, the only problem is that when I'm here, I guess there's not a lot of people who speak English well, but we'll see. Tofu scramble is freaking legit. 100%. 100%. It's been a while since I've had tofu scramble. I feel like it's just so versatile. Nowadays, it's just so easy to be plant-based, right? 2 weeks into my vegan energy drinks and creatine gummies, says Wade Harris. Nice. Stumpy, while I understand your experience is bad, please consider also the experience of the innocent animal. Do you think that the chickens want to be cooked for you? Do you think that they want their life stripped away just because you want to consume their flesh? Do you think it's fair towards them to take away their life, to cut them into pieces just because you get some benefit from it? Hi. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
That's okay, yeah. So you're doing a social experiment, so I was curious.
Can you come a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Dan.
Dan, nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to meet
Chip.
you.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands, from Enschede.
Oh, nice. I'm from Romania originally, but I live here in Amsterdam.
Cool.
So, Dan, how do you feel about animals?
About animals.
Yeah.
Just in general, or?
Yeah. Like, do you think, let me ask you this, do you think animals deserve moral consideration? And by that I mean that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being.
Yes, I think there is a difference between keeping animals as pets or as wild animals or as like breeding as farms. I think there's three different roads for animals.
What's an animal that you like?
A dog, for
A dog.
instance.
Let's take a dog, right? You said there is a difference between all these three things,
Yeah.
right? Can I challenge that? Is it okay?
Yeah,
to
yeah,
challenge?
yeah, of course.
So tell me, obviously we know that the experience of a dog as being a pet is pretty. It's a relatively good one, right? You're given
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time, yes. You're given love. Somebody's taking care of you. They see you as an individual. They respect your needs. And when they do something that you don't like, they do it for your own interest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If this dog were to be wild, or their experience in the wildlife,
Yeah.
I would assume that's also kind of okay, right? Maybe you wouldn't have somebody taking care of you, but you would have freedom,
Yeah.
and you could do whatever you want with your life, right?
Yeah.
However, if this dog were to be in a farm where they would have to be slaughtered for food, do you think their experience would be a nice one?
I think depends on the farm.
Yeah.
Because there's also a difference between farming. You know, there's difference between having an open field of farm or within a cage, basically.
Well, so I agree with you that there might be farms where they get treated well, but
Yeah.
in absolutely all those farms they will get killed, right?
At the end point, yes, but the animals wouldn't know. That's what I would think.
Well, why wouldn't they know?
They wouldn't be aware of what's happening. Like, I wouldn't know for sure, but that's what I think.
But is that, let me ask you this, regardless if they know or not,
Yeah.
do you think it's fair towards them to take their life away?
Up to the killing point, there's a difference between life circumstances. Your life circumstances could be good, but up to the killing point, there, of course, that sucks.
But no,
To be
no,
fair.
even before that, because on farming practices, dogs, for example, as you said, dogs
Yep.
would be brought into existence for
Yep.
the sole purpose of being killed. And being brought into existence wouldn't be like by their mother or whatever. They would be brought into existence by us. We would forcefully inseminate another dog. We would then, when the pups are born, we would have to take away the pups, right? Like we would do all these things, right? So it's not like it's a good experience even before that. But even when it comes to the killing itself,
Yep.
like is it in any way justified to kill them, knowing that we don't need to do it?
Depends on how you look at it. I mean, from a vegan perspective, because I think that's where you're heading to.
I mean,
I
we can
think so.
dive
That's-
into what being vegan is, but from a,
Yeah.
let's not call it a vegan perspective, but from the perspective of the animal, because
Yeah.
like we can, like a vegan perspective, you're maybe I'm vegan, sure, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you want to be, maybe some other people are vegan, but from our perspective it's totally different. I'm just curious from the perspective of the animal, right? That innocent victim.
Yeah, if you go back to the perspective of an animal, I mean, at the end, it's all about fight or flight, and the opportunities you get, basically. So if you are an animal and if you get the opportunity to flight, to escape, basically,
That's it.
instead of killing, getting escape.
Well, that's
yes.
that's in a situation where somebody already puts in that situation. But my question to you is, knowing that we don't have to put them in that situation, how can we morally justify putting them in that situation?
morally justified. It's
Yeah, like how can we find it that it is right for us to take away their life, knowing that we don't need to?
okay. This is a hard question you're asking.
Yeah.
But what if you're looking at it like this? Someone goes to court, gets a death penalty because he did something wrong in his life.
I also don't agree with that penalty.
You
but
don't also
let's
agree?
yeah. So do you agree with that penalty?
Depends. Depends on what they're doing. I think there's always basically said room for improvement, but
Yeah.
you can always better yourself. I'm
Yeah.
sure of that. But there are some circumstances that I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know if you are working well within the community.
Anyway, let's move on with your hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
So somebody
Okay, okay.
is punished for a death penalty.
Yeah.
with a death penalty.
So your original question was once again, sorry.
How can you consider it right to kill them, knowing that you don't have to?
Knowing that you don't have to, yeah, that's but
You're
that's
not- you're
that's
not
the thing.
punishing
That's
them.
the thing.
They're
Knowing that you
innocent.
don't have to. That's your opinion on knowing that you. Of course, you don't have to.
Well, it's not my opinion. The fact is that scientifically proven, right? We
Yeah.
can thrive on a plant-based diet. So therefore, we don't need to consume animal
you don't
products.
you don't have to.
So we don't have to.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not my opinion that we.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have to.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you don't have to. But food-wise, because that's why we are killing the animals in first stance.
But we don't have to generate that food, right? Because if you say food-wise, you could also make an argument for doing the same thing to humans and saying,
Yes.
well, we generate food out of them, right?
Yes.
It's not like just because it's food, all of a sudden it makes it justified.
No.
Right?
I'm not justifying it. I mean, I think it's normalized nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
the thing.
Yeah.
Like myself, I'm pretty young, so I grew up within it being normalized.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it's I don't have an explanation of how to justify it
Yeah.
or why it's justified. I don't know.
Well, let me
For
put
me,
it
it's just the way it is.
But if you are in that position where there's somebody who has power over you,
Yeah.
right, and they choose your race or whatever, your family, they
Yeah.
choose to exploit your family, your race,
Yeah.
just because they can, because they have power over all of
Yeah.
you.
But that's the same.
Doesn't
If I
matter
would get death penalty, that would be the same.
Well, you would get death
Basically.
penalty because you would be found guilty of doing something.
Yeah, but
whether-
what if a dog would
It's not about guiltiness. It's about innocent individuals, right? You were innocent
Okay.
of something, and somebody has power over you, and
Yeah.
just because they have power over you, they can choose to exploit and slaughter you. Would it be
Yeah.
fair towards you if they did that?
it wouldn't be like if I did nothing wrong, it wouldn't be fair.
Exactly. Yeah. If you did nothing
It
wrong,
wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fair. I agree with that.
So then, when we turn it around and what we do to animals, do you think any of these animals did anything wrong?
No, I don't think they did anything wrong, but it's about it all comes back to food. That's it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be food.
It
does
doesn't. It doesn't have to be, but
Just
it all
like-
comes back to
Sorry,
it.
I'm sorry for just like probably I'm sure you wouldn't endorse this of dogs, right? Like you wouldn't endorse
I wouldn't
this.
eat dog.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
But somehow these other species of animals, like cows, chickens, and pigs,
Yeah.
we have normalized it, as you say.
Yeah.
But then if we think about it, because several things throughout our human history have been normalized that were unethical. Like
Yeah.
take, for instance, slavery, with the fact that women didn't have rights. All of these were things that were normalized at some
Yeah.
point in our society.
But now are changing.
Now are changing, exactly.
And I think by what you are doing right now,
I'm trying
it's
to
also
change that.
changing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to change that opinion,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, I would like you to change your opinion on this,
Yeah.
right? Because given exactly knowing that we don't have to, and knowing how horrible it is for these animals, then we always end up in a position where we're paying for awful things. And you might think it's just killing, but like take for instance dairy cows.
Yeah.
Do you know what dairy cows go through, even here in the Netherlands?
Depends on what farm.
Yeah.
Really depends.
Let's
on
talk
what
on
farm.
all farms, okay?
Okay.
So for
They're bred for milk.
they're bred for milk, right?
Yep.
So the first thing that happens is they have to be inseminated, right? So that they can
Yep, yeah.
have a baby and produce milk,
Yep.
right? That alone to me is already fucked up to forcefully inseminate an animal because, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
I would never touch the private parts of an animal myself. So the fact that farmers have to do it for this, it's already kind of messed up. Anyway, when the babies are born, do you think that the babies stay with their mother or do you think that they separate them?
Depends on farm. Really depends on the farm.
Depends on the farm, what happens at the birth, but eventually they all get separated. Do you know why?
Like eventually on the farm, it will be. You have farms that do separate them directly from birth. They exist.
Most of them.
They
so,
exist.
By the way, no. Most of them separate them at birth.
Okay.
Some of them keep them with a cow. But the
Yeah.
reason why that is even worse if they keep them and then separate them is because they form an even deeper bond with their mother, and then it's even more painful for them. So
Okay.
that's how the individuals who justify separating them at birth,
Yeah.
they justify it by saying, well, they didn't form a deep enough bond, so therefore it's okay to do it now. It's
Okay.
better to do it now. That's how they say it, right?
Yeah.
But they do all this because if they stay with their mother long, they would drink a lot of milk, and farmers need to sell that milk or need to, that's why they farm these animals for the milk, right?
Yeah.
If the baby is born male, what do you think they do with them?
They probably either kill them or sell them to a different farm.
Which eventually also kills them because they're male. they don't
or
produce
for
milk.
breeding purposes.
Yeah, or for breeding purposes. But for breeding purposes, they only need to have one male
Yep.
because they usually jerk them off and then they get the sperm
Yep.
and inseminate more. But right, so you don't really need if continuously more males are born, then they just get slaughtered.
Yeah.
eventually, Right. Yeah. So in Netherlands, I think a couple of years ago, it was found that 1,300 dairy farms, which is almost I think 60 to 70% of all
Yeah.
dairy farms here, weren't even killing them, were letting them starve to death.
Okay. Yeah.
And
we need to go.
just 1 minute.
Just
and
1
then
minute.
Yeah. And if they're born female, every year forcibly inseminated, and that some like baby stolen, exploited for milk, and at some point they kill them. Do you know
Yeah.
when?
You can tell me.
When they can no longer get them pregnant.
Okay.
So isn't this fucked up to do to them?
It is fucked up, but as I said, I think it's normalized within the current
It is.
way of living.
But if you find it fucked up,
But
is
it doesn't
normalized.
it doesn't mean that it's okay.
Exactly,
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that's okay, but it's normalized right now.
And you don't have to be part of it. That's the whole thing. Like, indeed, everybody's part of it. But you could also argue that a lot of people don't really know what they're part of it.
Yeah.
But now that I kind of pushed this on you, now I kind of had this conversation with you,
Yeah.
you do have a little bit more...
You make me think. Yeah.
You have a little bit more conviction in this area, right? Because now when you buy any dairy product, you will know that you're paying for what I
Yeah.
just said, right?
I agree.
So let me just give you a card, and I'll ask you this one final question. Oh, I know
I
you
do
got
have
it.
to
Okay,
go.
then watch the minion or the most important
Okay.
speech you'll ever hear. Just scan this QR
Thank
code,
you.
okay?
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. Okay. You want to have this conversation with me? I just asked about animal ethics.
Animal ethics.
Animal ethics. Why did you say oh? Why did you say oh? Are you keeping live for my YouTube
We like
channel?
to pet the ones we love, and we like to eat the ones that we kill.
But do you think, from the perspective of the animals that we kill for food, for clothing, or entertainment, do you think it's fair towards them that we do this to them?
For entertainment, no.
Oh,
No,
but,
but if-
for clothing or food is fair.
Food, yes.
But
If
it's
you-
optional food.
But if you eat what you kill,
Yeah.
then
We're not wasting.
like
But
an-
it's optional food.
right.
No.
But in the United States, where we're from, we have a huge overpopulation of like deer, and some species are way overpopulated. So we kill the deer and then eat the venison.
Do you know what the number one overpopulated species on Earth is?
What is it? People.
Humans.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Should
of
we
course.
kill humans because we
Okay.
overpopulate and destroy
No,
environments?
no.
We've killed a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we respect the individuality of humans. We respect the individuality of dogs. I'm assuming
Right.
you would. You wouldn't pay for dogs to be exploited and slaughtered so that you can eat their flesh, even if you were in a situation where, like, if you had another option, you wouldn't pay for a dog to be put down or killed just so that you can eat their flesh, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, do you think
They're
that
going
the
left. They're going right there. Like they'll be right back.
I got your 6.
Okay. Okay.
Do you think that a dog, if we put a dog into a slaughterhouse or a cow into a slaughterhouse, do you think their experience would be that much different from each other?
Are there dogs in slaughterhouses?
I'm just saying, like, if we were to put a dog in a slaughterhouse
Uh-huh.
and we would cut their throat, put the
Uh-huh.
bolt gun to their head, cut their
Uh-huh.
throat, and chop them into pieces for food,
Right.
do you think that the experience that that dog has while going through the line
Right.
in the slaughterhouse,
Right.
getting killed, do you
Right.
think would be that much different than the experience that a cow would have in the same position?
No, I would think it'd be the same.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason, like, when we respect dogs is because we respect the position that they have and we see them as individuals.
As our pets.
Yeah, we see them as
Yes.
pets, but like,
Yes.
if you ever consider the dog, I'm sure you don't see them like inferior, but you do see them as a member of your family, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
exactly. So
They have a different status than a cow.
yeah, they have a
Yes.
different status, but
Yes.
like from their perspective, they're
Right.
very much the same, right?
Right,
And just
right.
because we decided that you're born a cow, therefore
Uh-huh.
you will be chopped into pieces.
Right.
You're born a dog, therefore you deserve love.
Right.
Don't you think that's unfair?
Define unfair.
Well, is it fair if somebody were to be judging you based on a quality that you were born with and decide that you have to be chopped into pieces because of that quality that you were born with?
Let me ask you this: Are you a vegan?
Yeah.
Like against all animals, not eating animals.
I'm being vegan means I respect animals.
Yes.
And I'm also an animal rights activist, and yes,
Oh.
I'm also fight for animal rights.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not
Just here?
Food, clothing, entertainment. I did it in U.S. also. My
Okay.
sister isn't from My sister lives in North Carolina.
Okay.
I also did some activism there.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly here because I live here. Yeah.
So you've researched this entire.
Yeah.
Like your whole life has been spent.
Oh no. I've been
No.
doing this for 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I never thought about the dog because are there countries that eat dogs?
There are, yeah.
Yeah.
And they see the same status as we do for other animals. We just
Yeah.
see them as inferior somehow. Therefore, it's okay to do this to them.
Yes.
But the reason why I flip it around is because when we do an action that impacts somebody,
Yes.
we should consider their well-being, right?
Right. Right.
And this accounts for all animals. So I
Right.
don't see why not. Like, all of them feel the same. All of them emote the same.
Yes.
They're just not as intelligent than us. But
Right. Right.
intelligence shouldn't be a grade where we decide
Right.
whether to kill
Right.
somebody or not.
I think in the United States, I think in our state of Kentucky, they go turkey hunting, they go deer hunting. The guys, I don't know any girls, but I could never do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I just could never do it. I just don't. But yet, I will eat meat.
Exactly.
Because I don't have to see it.
You don't have to see
That's
it.
right.
Exactly. There is
That's
a
right.
disconnect
Yes,
there.
of course there is.
But you do understand
Yeah.
that you do have some responsibility for
Yes.
the animals that get put into slaughterhouses
yes.
for you, right?
Yes.
So then when you make choices, knowing that you have readily available choices where you could either choose for an animal to go into a slaughterhouse for you or not,
Yes.
how can you ever morally justify sending an animal to a slaughterhouse?
Yes. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
how can you morally justify it?
I do. I understand what you're saying. I guess it's a disconnect. It's just a
Yeah.
disconnect between what we're used to eating and I just never think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, look, can I just tell you about dairy cows, and then I'll let you
Yes,
go?
yes.
Do you know in the United States also and everywhere across the world what the standard procedure is for dairy cows? How we get milk from them? Do you know what they go through?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
So do you know why they produce milk biologically in the first place?
Yes, because they're mammals.
Exactly, they're
Yes,
mammals,
of
so they
course.
have to get pregnant, right?
Right.
So do you think that they get pregnant when they want to, or farmers decide for
Oh,
them?
I'm sure the farmer decides.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they literally they jerk off a bull, get their
Yeah,
semen,
force
then
it.
they put their hand in
Yes,
their anus,
they
hold
do.
their cervix,
They
and
do.
inject
Yes.
semen in their
Yes,
vagina.
yes.
It's kind of fucked up, I think, from
Yeah,
my
I got
perspective,
it.
if we
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Well, when the babies are born, what do you think they do to them?
Feed them a lot so they'll get bigger.
So the first thing that they do is they separate them from their mothers.
No.
Because if they stay with their mothers, they would drink their milk.
Yes.
And it's a business. They have to
Yes.
sell the milk. They
Yes.
have to get as much milk as they can.
Right.
Some farms, they let them stay a little bit with their mother, but eventually they all separate them.
That's so sad.
It is sad, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they're born male, they're
Uh-huh.
classed as a useless product because they're different species than the
Bulls?
that we
Yeah.
grow for meat.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the times they just kill them directly. Sometimes they grow them up to a year or two and then kill them.
Wow.
Yeah. And if they're female, same fate as their mother. Every year inseminated, every year baby stolen, and every year milked. And at some point they kill them. Do you know when?
I don't.
When they can no longer get them pregnant. And I think there's 15 to 30% of margin of error there. A lot of the times, so it happens that those cows do get pregnant. Then they go into a slaughterhouse, and when the workers kill them, they
It's a
find the
pregnant-
baby.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of messed up. And another thing is that happens after 6 or 7 repeated impregnations, so 6 or 7 years, and they can live 24, 25 years.
Yeah.
That's a third or a quarter of their lifespan.
Yeah. But not all cows. Everywhere. So if
This
you-
is a standard practice across the board. I've seen it. I come from Romania. I've seen it in the backyard of my grandma. So it happens. This is like one variation or another, right? Like
Yeah.
some farms will say, well, we let the bull go with the cow, but they keep them separate anyway. So that's already like,
Right,
why do you keep them
right,
separate?
right.
So it's a variation of this, but everywhere across the board, that's what they do. Like when the dairy cow can no longer get pregnant, they always kill them because it costs a lot of money to keep them alive for.
I have a friend who rescues burner dogs,
Yeah.
and they have been actually just bred to death, and they rescue them.
It's
And
just as horrible.
yeah,
It's just as
yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gave me good things to think about. I appreciate it.
Let me ask you this: do you think
Yes.
animals are here for us or they're here with us?
Never thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But what do you think?
Well, obviously they're here with us, but we eat them.
We eat them. Yeah.
Yep.
But we can choose otherwise,
Yeah,
can't we?
yeah.
Can I give you a card to look
Sure,
into it?
Sure.
Watch
Would
The
love that.
Minion. You'll enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you so much,
What was your name again?
Mara.
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 Mara,
Nice to
how
meet
many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We'll see.
You'll see.
Food for thought.
Make it 0. Come on.
Thank you.
They deserve to live just as much as
I
you do,
know.
okay?
Very sweet. Thank
Have
you.
a good one. Mara. I think that's pretty much the conversations that we're going to be having today. That's not I don't mean that I'm done. No, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I think that's pretty much the level of the conversations that we'll be having today. So don't expect any higher end conversations. Yum. That's American for you. No, she was okay. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of the people don't even think. And I think, like, don't really think about all of these things that they're participating in it. And that's essentially a big problem that that this type of activism tries to curb more and more, right? It tries to plant these seeds into people and tries to get them to think a little bit from the perspective of the animal, from the perspective of of the real world, actually, really, because animal agriculture and all these industries, they sell you a story. They want you to know as little as possible. They sell you the story that they live happily, and then they took away their life without them even knowing or something. They try to make it in a way that they make it seem like, hey, listen, we know we're doing something a little bit bad, but it's not that bad. Come on, these vegans are exaggerating. But time and time again, exposés, undercovers, everything shows the reality of it. And if they're so truthful, like imagine this, if they're so truthful, if they have nothing to hide, why the hell do they barricade everything? Why the hell do they not show everything? Because they have things to hide, because they know it is that way, because they know it is cruel, because they know it is unjust. Animal agriculture is horrible. It is. Exploitation, abuse, slaughter, all of it for what? So that your sandwich tastes a little bit differently. Imagine that. You can make a sandwich with plant-based options. You can make food with plant-based options. Choosing to take the life of a sentient being for something you don't actually need. Nah, that's not cool. That's just not cool. So, all of you listening to this, all of you hearing these kind of situations, maybe you didn't know a lot of the things that we said, right? Like what dairy cows go through. But hearing what dairy cows go through, knowing that you're in a position where you could choose for those cows or not, knowing that you're in a position where you could choose whether to be an oppressor or not, how can you ever morally justify to be an oppressor? They're innocent beings. They're as innocent as they get. They literally mean you no harm. They just want to, like literally, if you bring them into existence, they just want to live their life with their own friends, with their own family. I posted a video actually on my Instagram account of a cow befriending a chicken. And it was so cute because that's just it. They're like us. They befriend each other. They even interspecies, they befriend each other. They enjoy each other's companies. They just want to feel loved. They just want to, just want to live like all of us. Choosing for you to... Want to try a social experiment? Choosing for you to force them into a slaughterhouse so that you get... I don't even know what you get out of it. It's just cruel. You want to try this? No? Okay.
Hey man.
Hey,
Hey.
are you okay being
All's
live?
good man, all's good, all's good.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh yeah.
What's your name?
Jamie,
Jamie, where are you from?
England.
England. I'm Chip. I was originally born from Romania, but I live here.
Okay.
So let me ask you, Jamie, how do you feel about animals?
Animals? I don't really like them guys.
You don't like them?
No, it's just a thing for me. I don't like the guys.
You don't like the guys?
Hey, the animals.
The animals?
Yeah.
Humans are animals also. You don't like humans?
I like humans also, but the little things that go round and round, I don't like these people. Not think I would never do any danger to them or anything, but I just don't like animals.
Let me ask you this. If your actions, if something that you're doing would impact the well-being of an animal, do you think you should consider them?
Say again, sorry.
So if something that you're doing is impacting the well-being of an animal, do you think you should consider them?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Okay. So then, is there any justification for you to cause harm to an animal?
Definitely no.
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 Oh.
So what's your point with animals?
Well, I believe animals deserve moral consideration, which by that means that if our actions impact their well-being, then we should consider them. You seem to think so too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But do you think that then when we exploit and slaughter them for food, for clothing, or entertainment, do you think that we are giving them the moral consideration that they deserve?
Yeah, definitely.
We are?
No, mate, I look, I'm sorry. I don't know.
You don't know?
Sorry, yeah.
Why? Why is it that you
mate,
don't know? Why are you running away from the argument? Jesus. Oh my God. We're gonna get some of that, yeah. Too drunk, yeah. He was a close talker, though. He just ran away. Oh shit! I know something I'm doing is not good, and then run away. Funny. We might have a lot of that, and close talkers. Let's see. Want to try a social experiment? Okay, some people may come. Let's see. Hi. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm Greta.
Say it again.
Greta.
Greta. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. You want to come closer so that you're in the video? So how do you feel about animals, Greta?
Animals.
Yeah.
In which case, you mean?
So let me put it this way. Do you think that if our actions impact the well-being of an animal, then we should consider them?
Of course, I'm myself vegetarian, so I'm really supporting the rights of animals. And I think more animals should be aware of that. And yeah, I'm just trying to support them in every way possible. Not eating meat, not eating fish. Still not vegan, but maybe someday. And yeah, it's I think very important part of our lives.
So why did you become vegetarian?
Because of animals, because I love them so much, and I don't want. I want to have impact on being able to not eat meat. Sorry, and also just somehow participate in being in a better place for them and as well as planet, because somehow it contributes to the planet as well. Yeah, just for the well-being of animals, so somehow contributing that to other people.
Do you think it's bad to kill animals for food?
Of course.
So then, do you consume dairy products or eggs?
I still do, yeah. I'm always also not the best, but
Do you know that for dairy products, animals are also killed, exploited,
yeah,
as well as milk and eggs?
yeah.
So then, wouldn't that go against the reason why you went vegetarian in the first place?
Yes, so at least I'm trying to contribute to that, and at least I'm not eating meat, and I'm trying my best. For example, for milk, I choose also vegan milk, and I'll try to eat as less milk products as possible. And I'm trying to change that, and it's not that easy to quit that, but I believe someday, like maybe soon, I hope soon, I'll be able to also. do
You
that.
seem to be compassionate. I understand that you like animals, which I appreciate. But what is holding you back from, I don't know, not sending any animal into a slaughterhouse? Because all of them deserve to live equally for
Yeah.
whatever reason, right? So what is holding you back from going vegan right now? Like, why is it difficult for you?
Yeah, it's actually nothing holding me back. It's just that I have to just do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if nothing is holding you back and you just have to do it, then don't you see it as a moral obligation to yourself, to your
Yeah,
values
it's
to do it?
actually just me, just actually stepping and doing that, not just being like, oh, next time, next day, and just keep on doing that. It's just for
Do you know
myself.
what dairy cows go through, for example?
Not completely.
So why do you think they produce milk in the first place?
Just for humans, like probably. Yeah.
So why would you produce milk if you were starting to produce milk?
Why would I produce milk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably. I
Well,
would-
you're a mammal, right? So if you have a baby, you would produce milk.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah. So it's the same reason. That's okay. It took me 30 years to realize that cows produce milk for their babies. I
Yeah.
get it. I used to think that they just eat grass and produce milk, but the reality is they have to have babies for that.
Yeah.
So in order to be pregnant, do you think that farmers wait until they want to get pregnant on their own? They get them pregnant,
No,
right?
yeah, I did not care.
Yeah. So the procedure goes that somebody puts their hands in their anus to hold their cervix and then inject bull semen in their vagina. Hello. If we did that to a human being, what would we call it?
Yeah, of course, that's like harassment. It's like very bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when the babies are born, what do you think farmers do to them?
And babies are born. Yeah. Also, probably not the best thing. Either do it like grow them as a meat, or also produce milk, or I wouldn't think they would kill them immediately. It's probably just do the same as the mother.
So the first thing is they separate them from their mothers,
Yeah.
so that they don't drink the milk. Because if they stay with their mother, they would drink the milk and they have to sell the milk, right? It's a milk farm after all.
Yeah.
Some farms keep them a little bit with them, but eventually they all get separated. If they're born male, they don't produce any milk, so they're classed as a waste product. So they kill them either straight away, or they let them starve to death on some farms even, or they grow them up to a year or two and they kill them because they don't produce milk. And if they're born female, same fate as their mother. Every year impregnated, every year baby stolen, and every year milked. And at some point, they also kill them. Do you know when they kill them?
When or why?
When?
No.
So they kill them when they can no longer get them pregnant, and that happens like at a quarter of their lifespan. So, because they can live 24, 25 years, and after 6 or 7 repeated impregnations, they kill them. Is that not messed up?
Yeah, that's horrible actually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think if you would do the same to humans, like everybody would act differently.
Exactly. So would you see it in yourself as, would you find it in any way moral for you to continue buying any form of this kind of product, of dairy product?
No, of course. Be
No.
more like contributing to buying
Exactly.
zero or like as less as possible.
Yeah, but even as less as possible, imagine that one time you pay for it, a baby cow happens to that because you paid for it.
Yeah.
Do you think to them it matters that normally you don't, or do you think to them it matters
Yeah,
that you did
of
it at one
course.
time? Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Let me give you a card. I feel like you seem like a I appreciate your compassionate person, and I feel like you do need to make some changes. You should go vegan because there's the only way to actually respect animals. And maybe watch Dominion. It shows exactly what I described. But if you can't stomach it, watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. Just to know about eggs, know everything that you're paying for, and then you make decisions for yourself. And then you have a thing here called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free. Okay? How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
Exploited?
Yeah. Exploited, slaughtered, all of this. How many more animals should be harmed for you?
Zero, like
You gotta go vegan for that. What was your name again?
Greta.
Greta. Nice to meet you, Greta. I'm Chip. Go vegan, okay? And spread it with your friends also. She was kind of cute. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You see, this is one of the most important roles why I tell people to go out there and do activism. Because there's people like Greta just now who become vegetarian for the animals, who think that they're doing enough, just like I was in that position. And they just need to be educated a little bit, like told, like shown, given resources. And I truly do believe that afterwards they'll make the right choices. So that's the extreme importance of activism. That's a very big part of it. So that's okay. So if you ever have the opportunity to speak up and say something, don't hesitate. You might just save a couple of animals. Hey, Miss Katie, thank you for being here. James says I love bacon. You guys want to try it? Consume plant-based bacon, man. No need to put pigs in gas chambers. Nope. I think gas chambers are bad. Do you think gas chambers are bad? Do you, chat, think gas chambers are bad? Should we continue having gas chambers? If you're eating bacon, you are paying for gas chambers. That's what you're doing. You're paying for innocent, sentient beings to be put in gas chambers so that you can have, some form of taste pleasure, because bacon isn't even good for you. So, yeah. Imagine putting yourself so much that you would force somebody into a gas chamber. Hey, are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, go on then.
What's your name?
Marcus.
Marcus. Where are you from?
Scotland.
Scotland. Okay, I'm Chip. I'm from Romania and I live here in Amsterdam.
Right.
So I'm asking people how they feel about animals. How do you feel about
Oh,
animals?
love them.
You love them?
Yes.
What, do you have a favorite animal?
Probably dogs.
Probably dogs. Okay, what is it about dogs that you love?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Yes.
Okay, okay. If a dog were not to give you unconditional love, do you think they would still deserve right to their own body or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like let me put it this way: if something that you're doing is impacting a dog, then should you consider their well-being?
Yes.
Yeah. What about if what if it's not a dog? What if it's a cat?
Yeah, I think anything, probably that feels, basically.
Yeah. Anything that feels and has emotion. I appreciate that. So then do you think that the animals that we force into slaughterhouses for our food, for our clothing, do you think that we
Yes.
should consider them also when we're making choices?
Definitely. And I feel we're probably very desensitized to it. We don't
Yeah.
have to see it. I probably have a lot more respect for the hunter that actually kills the animal to eat it, because at least there's that kind of ritual behind it, whereas if people that work in slaughter farms, I know there's very famous cases of people that work in like slaughter farms and they're very desensitized and they torture these animals and they're very cruel to them. And it is, I do eat meat,
Yeah.
but I certainly don't, from a moral standpoint, can't agree with it. But again, since I'm so far removed from it, it's much easier to ignore it and enjoy my meal.
Yeah, so that was my next question. So how do you morally justify consuming animal products knowing that you are paying for these animals to get exploited and slaughtered for you?
I can't really. I can't. I just have to detach from it. I mean, I can't rationalize it, and but I don't really consider the moral standpoint when I'm sitting eating. But if we have conversations like this, I don't have a leg to stand on arguing against it.
So do you think that when you're consuming animal products, you're doing something wrong?
I mean, if I was to sit and think about it, then yeah. I mean, again, I don't have a leg to stand on really. So yes,
Yeah.
I do. But in a day-to-day kind of living and in cultures that we live in, just going about my day working, I get my lunch break for half an hour, I go pick up a sandwich and maybe it's got ham in it. I'm not thinking about the pig that's been killed.
But
to provide that.
shouldn't you think about it? Like, I understand you're not, but what shouldn't you say? Given that you say you love animals, shouldn't you give them this moral consideration? I understand you're in a position that it's not necessarily your fault that society put in this position where most of the world is not vegan, most of the world is providing you with animal products and they don't show you the horrors of it, exactly. But you also have some responsibility because you pay for it, right?
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I probably take that kind of Peter Singer, the Australian philosopher, that viewpoint where, like, if we're willing to eat animals, we should probably be willing to eat each other. And, if I eat a lamb, then I should be able to eat a child.
Exactly, yeah.
But because of the culture we live in, we don't really do that. But again, I can't argue against that way of thinking. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But yes, I probably agree that we should step up and take responsibility. My father, he's vegan. He doesn't eat it, and it's really because he comes from a philosophical background, and he sat down and he thought, and he said, no, unfortunately, due to diet, this is a recent transition for him, but he started off not eating red meat, but it was also health things like diabetes and all that, and then it went on to white meat, and now he's gone on to vegan. It does make it a little bit more difficult for him to get things to balance out his blood sugars and stuff like that, but he does really try and make that conscious effort. I myself am not diabetic.
Yeah.
Again, saying that I don't really think about it as much as I should, but I would never argue against it. Would never try and take it away from anyone. I agree with a vegan standpoint and the moral. And probably one day, I think in a couple of generations' time, we'll think that everybody here that's sitting eating meat is absolutely barbaric.
I completely agree with you. Let me ask you this. If on the news, you turn on the news or whatever, where you get your news source, and you find out that all of a sudden no cows, chickens or pigs are used on farms and they have never been used, but instead just dogs.
Yeah, I would.
Would you the next day say, I don't care, would you still go on consuming your sandwich and doing things as you normally would, or would you start considering it?
I would probably definitely start considering it.
So then why don't you start considering it now for these other animals? Do you think that if a chicken or cow, let's put it, if a cow goes into a slaughterhouse, do you think they feel that much different than if a dog goes into a slaughterhouse?
No, not at all. But I think society has placed that boundary between what you would consider pets and what you would consider livestock.
Yeah.
I come from the northeast of Scotland, quite famously for like farming backgrounds, and many of these people raise cattle for the slaughter, but then it's a generational thing. That's what their family's done for livelihoods, and they would always argue that, you know, they want people to eat their product.
Yeah.
They would also argue that, you know, they're grass-fed, try and live them in humane conditions, but in the end of the day, it still really can't justify it.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, they're still, first of all, bred into existence by us, so they're
Yeah.
sexually exploited, and then they're killed.
Yes.
Regardless of how well their life, they're short life because they get killed as babies also, but
Yeah.
they're short life. So, I mean, it seems like it goes against your values, it seems like you shouldn't be doing it, but what is keeping you from, like, I understand that your day-to-day life is doing it, but I don't know, do you think apathy is really a good approach towards this?
Oh, definitely. But I think it just comes down to culture and societal norms.
Yeah.
You know, for example, if you're raised around thieves, you probably don't really have an issue with thieving, even though if you sat down and thought about it, you couldn't really justify it.
But
Yeah.
but if you start thinking about it and you know that it's immoral,
Yeah.
then you are culpable of the things that you are doing, right? You can't say, like, obviously if you're doing something that you don't know that is wrong, it's not your fault. But the minute that you know that something you're doing is wrong,
Yeah.
then you have a moral responsibility towards that,
Yeah,
right?
no, and I can't argue against it.
Yeah.
I think change will come,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to have to come slowly. I don't think there's anything, going to ever be anything that shakes up the world enough that everyone will stop doing it tomorrow.
And I understand what you mean, and it's easy to talk about societies because a lot of the times when we do that, we instinctively do it so that we refrain from the responsibilities we have as individuals. But you do have some responsibility in the matter, and until the whole world goes vegan, sure, there will be time. But how much time until you stop paying for all of this?
I don't know. I mean, you raise a good point, and it's probably something I will have to
Yeah.
go and think about a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it is my responsibility to think about more because change starts with you and me. And I shouldn't really wait for everybody else to do it just to make me do it.
Exactly.
Um,
You can be part of the good change, you
I
know?
could be part
You
of the
could
good
be not
change.
one of the
I
barbarians as
know.
we look back.
And I hope to be one day.
Yeah.
You know.
Not just one day. How about I do this? I give you one card. You promise me to watch one video, and until you watch that video, you know you don't consume any animal products.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
go on then.
Watch the minion. And then see where your mind is at. Okay.
No worries. Thank you very much for your
Yeah,
time.
just to see, because you know a lot of the times we make this image in our head, but once you see it, you will know if you want to be part
Definitely.
of it or not. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate you, man.
Cheers.
Have a good one. Nice guy. Nice guy. It's nice. It's kind of sad though that he clearly knew his dad was vegan. He said, "Hey, thank you, Martin. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Lewis." Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. But I did like that whole idea at the end that, hey, just watch this video, and until then, no more animal products. Let's see. This also kind of gives it a little bit of a sense of urgency to watch the video, I feel. So I feel like I should do that more often. I don't know why I haven't done that. I love that you tell people to go plant-based until they learn more about what they're demanding, says Anna. Yeah, I don't do that often, Anna. I want to do it more often. A lot of the times I just feel, that's the thing when we're animal rights activists, and I'm sure a lot of you who have done this before kind of know what I mean, that you when you try to get these things, a lot of the times you're like put in this position where you're like, feel like you're demanding a lot of the person. You're not really, right? You're just demanding some form of fairness. Hi, you want to try it? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, can you come closer? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jita. Hi.
Jita?
Jita, yes.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Amsterdam.
I'm from Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Romania, but I live in Amsterdam.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I ask people, how do they feel about animals? What's your stance on animals?
Oh, I love animals.
You love animals?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think that if we're doing something that impacts an animal, then we should consider their well-being?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is called moral consideration, right? So if our actions are doing something that impacts them, we consider their well-being.
Yeah.
So do you think all animals deserve moral consideration?
Yes.
Yes, right?
I do.
So then, are you vegan?
No, but I'm vegetarian. So some days I'm vegetarian, so I'm starting to go to being more vegetarian actually. Not
Oh.
vegan, not yet.
So can I ask, why are you trying to be vegetarian?
Because I'm Hindu, by the way. So from our philosophy, we also care for animals, and it's not like we need to eat them to fill ourselves. So you can eat vegetables and anything else. So from that perspective, I think that's why I'm most of the days vegetarian, and I'm trying to become more vegetarian. Like I will totally stop eating meat, and but it's hard, I know. But in Amsterdam, it's a bit easier, I think, because everything is vegan or vegetarian. It's so easy to just be a vegan and eat here, so it's fine.
Do you live in? Sorry. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
You believe in reincarnation. Okay. So let's imagine. I'll just imagine a hypothetical scenario. If you believe in reincarnation, what if you were reincarnated as a dairy cow? Do you know what dairy cows go through?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. It's so bad. I never knew it was that bad, actually.
Can you walk me through a little bit of what you saw and what you know, just to be sure that you have the right
I saw
things?
one video. So dairy cows, they get impregnated, and just so they can produce milk.
Yeah.
And then they have a baby, either a boy, a calf, or it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
And if it's a boy, then they take it away, I think. And
Both of them are taken away. Yeah.
Oh, both of them are taken
Yeah.
away. Oh, yeah. And then just
If a boy, they're killed. Yeah.
Yeah, they kill him for the meat.
Yeah.
And the girl cow, it becomes another dairy cow, actually.
Yeah.
right?
They get impregnated every year.
Yeah.
And at some point they kill them. Do you know when they kill them?
Oh, no, actually, no.
When they can no longer get them pregnant. So they try to get them pregnant. The pregnancy doesn't stick. So then they kill them.
Oh, is that a certain age? Or
It
just
usually happens after 6 or 7 repeated impregnations.
Oh, that's long.
They can live 24 years. So 6 or 7 years of they get impregnated every year. So they get killed at the third of their lifespan.
Oh, that's bad.
Would you want to be part? Would you want to be a dairy cow if you're?
Definitely not.
No.
No, that's bad, yeah.
So do you want to participate in this? Do you want to give money to farmers for them to do this to cows?
Will you give farmers money?
Yeah. So let me ask you: if you pay for animal products, do you think you have some responsibility
yeah,
in all of
yeah,
this?
Yes, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, and I'm actually happy that there's a lot of like alternatives now,
Yeah.
like almond milk, oat milk, and more. I think I don't know many, but I think that's a good thing to start. And I think where we live, it's really nice that we're so progressive.
It's
in
easy
this.
here.
Yeah, it's really good because when you go to another country like outside of Europe or maybe even in South Europe, you don't have that as much as
I was
here.
in Spain. I had
Yeah.
options. There's no.
Oh, you had?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh, cool. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
But outside of Europe, I think it's a bit harder, like in Asia, especially.
I was in Thailand also. It's easy also there.
Really?
I was in India also. Easy there.
No, in India you have a lot of cow milk. A lot.
Yeah.
It's only cow
But you
milk.
can ask for it for them not to. So the thing with India and Thailand it was that whatever dish they are making, you could just say replace the meat with tofu.
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
of course.
all this kind of stuff,
I was
right?
talking about
Yeah.
the milk
Yeah.
because in India they have a lot of milk from
They
the
do,
cows.
and they use ghee everywhere, which is
Yes,
annoying.
yes,
but
but it's-
you can ask for them not to use it. You know, like at the end of the day, I
okay.
think like whether they use it or not, you'll never actually know, right? Like you won't know the
You
truth.
won't know, no.
But I think you do have some responsibility in the matter for the choices that you make. So you do, don't you think that you should try to make the right choices then?
Especially for yourself, I think you should, yeah.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's bad, and you should definitely do that for yourself, for your own conscience, I think. And I feel like not everyone is there yet, but I hope that they see it because through TikTok or social media, I think it spreads awareness everywhere about what animals go through actually to feed us, and it's so bad. I don't think that's right. Yeah.
So, how many more innocent animals, innocent individuals, should be exploited and slaughtered for you?
None. For me, none.
But you realize that if you're not going to go vegan right now,
I know,
there will be-
and I feel like that's bad, but I feel like I should try at least to become better, and I'm giving myself the time to do better. And
but why not do it today? What's holding you back from doing it today right now?
because I still live with my parents, and they do the shopping and everything, so it's still a bit like you have to tell them. I started to tell them like what cows go through and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's so normal to use milk
Yeah,
for,
I know what you mean.
for this. Yeah, we're trying, so we're getting there.
But let me put it this way, because you said your parents, and I can't let that go. So, if your parents tomorrow, you don't have to know why. They spoke to somebody on the street like myself, but who does the opposite and convinces them that they should start eating dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, and then you come home and there's a dead dog on your table, cooked and everything nicely. Would you consume that?
No.
No.
But that's I feel like that's something new in our home, and this is milk is generational, so it's a bit harder to get that out of someone's system. You have to consider with every meal you make, oh yeah, that's not vegan, or oh the butter, no, I can't use
Yeah.
butter. So it's a bit harder to let go of things you're very used to, and of course you can try. So you start with no meat for a week or a month and then a year. And then you start cutting the milk and then no butter. And so it's like, I feel like it's a slow process for some. Some can just, they switch and then completely vegan, and that's also good.
But the
I
reason,
feel like it's
so, I'm
per
sorry for
person.
interrupting you there. Yeah, I know what you mean. But like, the reason why I ask you that question, that hypothetical, if there were a dog, is to show that you actually do have a choice in the matter. And even if your parents start eating dogs, you can choose to not, right? So even if your parents do not go vegan, you can choose to go vegan. So that's why I'm saying, like, I understand that it might be a little bit more difficult in certain areas, but you still have a responsibilities for the choices that you're making. And while you're on this process of saying that I want to go vegan because I respect animals or I love animals, can you say that you respect or love animals in this process?
In what process?
In the process while you're still consuming animal products?
I do still love animals, yeah.
But do you think that the animal that goes into a slaughterhouse for you will say, yeah, I felt love from you?
No, but I don't know that animal, and but I know where you're going through.
Yeah,
what you mean.
it's
Yeah.
not necessarily, of course, that animal
Yeah,
would not, but like,
no.
it's
But
just
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Exactly. But I feel like we should not, like, for me, it's hard to get rid of dairy because of what I just told you.
yeah.
But we're starting, so.
Yeah, like, let me put it this way. If I say that I love women and I respect women, but then from time to time I beat up a woman or two, I'm trying to cut down, so I only beat one woman per week.
Oh yeah, just one woman. No.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Can I say I love
different.
women?
No.
No, so you're in the same position when you say you love animals.
Exactly.
You see, because you make the choices. I understand it's a little bit more difficult, but you can make the better choices.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Okay, let me just give you a card, and maybe it will help you with your parents. Watch the Minion. They show you exactly what we just see with animals, but they show you eggs, dairy,
Oh, yeah.
all of it, and you can make decisions on your own what you want to do out of it. And if that all of you decide, or maybe even yourself, don't want to participate in any of it, you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day,
cool.
and help you go vegan for free.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you
Oh,
so
that-
much.
I can use this actually.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Watch the Minion, and until you watch this, can you promise me you'll consume no more animal products?
Okay, yeah, I promise.
Okay?
Yes.
Until you watch all of it. Okay, I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. There you go. She was nice. Good conversation. I think it's so ironic that. You want to try it? No? Okay. So I think it's a. Hey, Monica. You're mean. I'm mean. If you think that was mean, wow, that's insane. You must be a really, a really big snowflake to think that conversation was mean. I mean, come on. I was just speaking normally to a person, trying to tell them about something that they're doing is not right. But either way, like, it's kind of funny to me that people in this chat, like the people who consume animal products, they come in here and they put like something like listen, I know all of you are here. It's just kind of funny that you're coming here and putting comments like meat tastes good, or you put an emoji with meat, or you put emojis of meat, as if that actually means something to us. We know meat tastes good. We know animal products taste good. That's not the reason why we became vegan. That's not the reason why we quit consuming animal products. The reason why we quit consuming animal products is because we oppose the idea that animals should be exploited and slaughtered for us. We think animals deserve moral consideration. We love animals. We respect animals. How can we truly respect animals if we're paying for them to be forced into slaughterhouses for us, for things we don't actually need, because all of it is optional to us? We can't. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that's why we became vegan. So you coming in here and telling us meat is good or whatever other horse shit you're putting in there will mean absolutely nothing to all of us. It will just mean, oh, look at that, I'm coming in here telling somebody something that they already know. Just come in here, ask a nice question, why are you vegan, what made you go vegan, stuff like that. Have conversations and think a little bit for yourself. We're trying to change ideas, we're trying to show people that you don't need to be exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals, you don't need to be a violent douche towards animals, so that I'm trying to trigger you a little bit so that you get triggered a little bit in those conversations. But yeah, that's the reality. Hi. Hi. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
It depends a little bit on what the topic is.
It depends on what the topic is.
Yeah.
It's animal ethics.
Okay. She said I shouldn't go into it, but I'm gonna go into it. Okay.
Can you How do you feel about animals?
I would say relatively okay. Yeah.
Relatively okay. What's your name, by the way? I'm Chip.
Fardo. Sorry, what's your name?
Chip.
Chip. Okay.
Fardo.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said relatively okay. Do you think animals deserve our respect? And by that I mean that if we're doing something that impacts them, we should do the bare minimum and consider their well-being in the process.
Yes. Yeah. In a certain way, yeah.
Yeah, right. So that's called moral consideration, right? Do you think all animals deserve moral consideration?
All?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the spread of animals is quite large. Can you repeat what you meant with respect again?
Yeah, so it means that if our actions impact them,
Yeah.
then we should consider their well-being. In
Yeah.
other words, if that's something that we're doing is making a victim out of them, then we should consider them if whether we need to do that action or not.
Okay, so if we do need to do that action, we should do it with the least hurt possible. is what you said.
If we need to, and if we don't need to, then perhaps not do that action.
Okay. Okay, I can roll with that. Yeah, I would say I would give almost all animals that respect. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like for example, a mosquito is technically an animal, but I think I'd be pretty okay with killing that in my room sometimes.
If they like, I'm also okay with killing mosquitoes because, well, if they're in my room, but I'm not gonna go around killing
No,
mosquitoes
yeah.
on my own,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like if they come in my room, if they try to bite me, I might kill them because you know I'm protecting myself at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not.
I mean, you'll survive.
You don't know. Mosquitoes are actually the #1 killer worldwide of humans.
Okay,
first
but
of-
that's not. You're now in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, we don't have a lot of tiger mosquitoes. If you do see a tiger mosquito, call.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the reason what I mean is like still they're bothering you, right?
Yeah, okay.
But like, let's put it this way: animals that are innocent, we should
Yeah.
leave them alone, right?
In general, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So, do you think that the animals that we farm for clothing, for food, for entertainment, do you think all these animals, do you think these animals deserve moral consideration?
Yeah, I do think they deserve more consideration. I get where this is going. I do think they deserve more consideration. And I definitely do think we should treat them better. Yeah, I will get that as my answer. Yeah.
But knowing that we do not need to consume any animal products for food, knowing that we can make clothing without using their skin, and we can entertain ourselves in other ways other than exploiting them, do you think that we should reconsider our actions and not put them in that position in any way?
Yeah.
Because when we put them in that position, we do end up killing them, we do end up breeding them, we do end up sexually exploiting them, right?
Yeah. So I kind of agree with this, but I think that a problem with it is the way you have to structure everything, because right now you have a small group of people who are vegetarian, and you have a large group of people who eat meat. That's why we have a lot of meat type of thing. But I think the other type of farming had like using maybe soy, but for example protein, but also just I'm not very good in English, but how would you say grains for bread, things like that. All of that stuff that you have to tilt also needs place, costs less place, but also still needs place. And we often that industry is also very intensive with things like pesticides, and with that you're also killing nature. And
Are you talking about environmental concerns right now?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little bit.
But would it help for you to know? I don't want to get into the environment thing. We can get into it, but let me just put it this way: would it help for you to know that animal agriculture depends on plant agriculture?
Yeah,
So
I
any
do agree with
environmental
that, yeah.
issue you have with plant agriculture, animal agriculture is inherently multiplied because we like I think 60 to 80% of the crops that we grow for food are
it's
grown to feed the animals.
It's true.
So regardless, right? But what I'm speaking about is this moral issue, right? Is it fair for us to exploit animals for something we don't need? Regardless if it's food, clothing, or entertainment.
Not necessarily, no. I think it's not necessarily moral, no.
No, it is not moral. So then do you think that if we're consuming animal products and we're acting immorally?
Yeah, you could say so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So then what would get you to act morally and no longer force animals into slaughterhouses?
I think I've been trying a little bit to lessen on it, but I think it's of course it's a lot easier. Oh, it's a lot easier and maybe more delicious.
Oh, it's okay. You can leave it. You can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also not that good at it, but it's a lot easier.
It's okay. It's always false.
Of course, it's taste that I think is also for me, but for a lot of people. And there's a certain way of the easiness of it. Because if I want certain amino acids or if I want certain things, I can just buy a piece of meat and I find it delicious, I will enjoy it, I will get what I assume I need.
But you could get that from plant-based meat. You
Yeah.
live in the Netherlands, you have a lot of options
that's true.
for that.
But
right?
eventually it's more of for people now it's more of a search. So right now I would have to go look for alternative ways, and I think your best option, and also I think that's for most people including me, is to not make it the alternative, but make it the mainstream and make the meat alternative.
I completely agree with you.
But
Yeah,
the
that's
question
a
then is-
systemic thing, right?
Yeah. So
But-
how do you do that?
Well, before we get to how we do that, we need more individuals to want to consume plant-based options, because the more individuals consume animal-based, like it's a supply and demand. The market adapts to what people want.
Yeah.
So right now you're in a position when you're consuming animal products, you're essentially minimizing the market of what you said we should have and increasing the market of something we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But either way, even if you do it, let's assume once a month, in that situation when you're putting an animal, like you're only consuming plant-based options, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're increasing the demand of that, but you choose once a month to consume an animal-based option, right? Do you think that it is fair to that animal for you to put them into a slaughterhouse, knowing that you could have anyways chosen something else? You as an individual, I don't mean we as a society.
Okay. It's not necessarily fair. But yeah, I think there's a nice line between being morally just and sometimes, you are also your own moral being. Sometimes it's only you also living your life. And so I don't say you should be, killing animals left and right and eating them every day, but if you do it once a month, I think you go a little bit against the biology. You do that one thing once a month, I think you would be, like, depends on how much you eat that one time, by the way, if you don't eat like a full pig.
But let me wait, because if I beat a woman every single day, a different woman, it's an injustice that I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
If then I say, well, I'm just gonna beat one woman per month, I'm still doing an injustice, even if you see what I mean?
I agree with that, but now think about it, that if I would say, whoa, you should not beat a woman in general.
Yeah.
You would say, I should not beat a woman in general.
Yeah.
But a guy who beats women would say, yeah, sure, why not beat a woman from time to time? Like it gives them discipline. And if you have I am influenced by my society. I'm gonna go back to society because I'm also influenced by the way my society works. If my society was vegetarian from the beginning and I grew up, I'm not gonna think about meat, right?
So let me ask you this then, because you say you're influenced by your society.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting you there. But
That's okay.
so 200 years ago, slavery was rampant all over the world.
Yeah.
So do you think that if you were born 200 years ago, you would have stood up to slavery, or you would have said, no, let's go with it?
I don't think I would have been pro, but okay, this is a weird thing to have on camera, but I don't think I would have been pro. But again, if I was born while slavery was active, and imagine my parents were merchants or something, I would have probably been forced kind of into it, and I would say, with my upbringing, oh yes.
Yeah,
but then once a movement comes on, of course, where you say, they are real people and you should do your thing, and I lived during that movement, I would probably turn to that movement slowly, right?
So
'Cause
I'm the
that's
movement
how-
now for you.
Yeah,
This is
but-
the injustice. I'm the movement. I'm telling you you're doing
Yeah,
something.
but the
You
movement is
acknowledge that
coming
you're
up.
doing something wrong. So imagine if you were in those times, somebody would have a conversation with you like I am now and telling you you're doing something wrong. In that moment on, I can understand your programming, but in that moment on, you acknowledge that you're doing something
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
You can no longer morally justify continuing participating in it because every single time you do, you know you're doing something wrong. And I agree that we're not perfect beings. Sometimes we do wrong things. But when we do wrong things intentionally, it's not about us being imperfect,
Yeah.
it's about us being immoral. Because imperfect means you can do accidental bad things or things incidentally bad things, right? Like we have to pay taxes. What our government does with their money,
Yeah.
their taxes, is we can try to fight against what they do, but as much as we fight, we have to pay the taxes, and
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
might, some of the money that we're contributing to might go to immoral acts. But in this particular case, you're faced with a choice. You can choose to act morally or you can choose to act immorally.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I get the point. And I've heard this. I think I've heard this before. But yeah, again, the one choice is harder than the other, and that automatically kind of leads you to a certain way. And
But why is it hard? Because you said taste. I'm sorry for interrupting you there again.
Yeah.
You said taste, but when I hear taste, I'm like, I don't think meat tastes that good because a lot of the times you just add spices to it, right? When I hear taste from people, I mostly just imagine that it's something you are used to more than anything, right?
Maybe,
It's
yeah.
a taste that you're used
Maybe.
to. But like, I feel like it can also be an exploration where you kind of change that and you maybe find something that you like even more, first of all. And second, I don't know if is that really a good enough justification to kill a sentient being?
I wouldn't say so, but I think like you add things up, and eventually it kind of, yeah. Do you value? That's kind of the question, I guess. Do you value your own enjoyment of life in that case? Eh? If you enjoy meat above the life of an animal, and that's then kind of.
But let me put
way.
it the actual question. Do you value 5 or 10 minutes of your enjoyment, which you can only anyway get from other sources, versus the whole life of an animal? Because that's what it is, right? It's not your whole life existence, because then it's easy. It's easy to justify doing something you enjoy. But the reality is you're faced with an option where, yeah, I know that I enjoy this. It's kind of like, I know that I've enjoyed this before. I might also enjoy this, but I don't want to risk it, so I'll go with what I know what I enjoy. But then the whole animal's life is lost for that.
Yeah.
So that's the choice you're after, right? So what do you think? What is worth more? Those 5 or 10 minutes of decision of pleasure, or the whole animal's life?
I think that might change later in my life, but at this point, for now, I don't.
I know what you're doing. I'm questioning what do you think would be the right thing to do?
The right thing? Well, the right thing is easy. That would of course be vegetarian, but
Vegan.
vegan. Yeah.
Do you know why I say vegan? Do you know what happens to dairy cows?
Yeah, and I also know what happens to chickens and that type of thing, but yeah.
Yeah, so you know that they're forcefully inseminated, babies are separated from the mothers,
Yeah.
and they get killed when they can no longer get them pregnant.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. And chickens are not supposed to lay eggs the whole year round.
Yeah.
They were made for bamboo shoots, I know it. But yeah, I don't. Sorry, now I forget what we were talking about. Oh yeah, but yeah, I think it's the morally right answer. But again, sometimes you do other things.
I can't force people to do what they want to do. I'll just, as long as you know you're doing the wrong thing, I guess that's my option here. I'll just give you a card to help you. Maybe you want to do the right thing, and I'll ask you one thing of you. Watch one video. Can you promise me you'll watch one video?
Yeah, I think
Watch
so.
the Minion. And
Might have
until
seen
you
it.
watch that, you've seen it.
I might have. Is it a? Is it a longer? How long is the video? Let me say.
It's an hour and a half, I think. An hour and 10
never
minutes.
mind. Okay, I thought it was a different one. I have a different one, but similar. But
No,
that's
so
just-
either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. If you scan this QR code, they both appear on top.
Okay.
Okay? Can you
Check it
promise
out.
me you'll watch one of these?
I'll at least watch one. Yeah.
Okay, and until you do, promise me you won't consume any animal products.
I can't. I still have a little slice of pizza.
That's okay, just no more extra. I mean.
After that, yeah, I think I'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, man.
Okay, have a good one.
Good day.
Cheers. Ah, damn, I missed it. Somebody made the donation. Hey, Karina, nice to see you here. Oh, here you go. Renee. Sensory pleasures nor comfort have ever been a justification for violence. Being vegan would just be as easy as once most people live by those values. I agree. As I said before, I think knowing that what they're doing is wrong is already a good enough start for me. I think that already can trigger change in people, but you can only do as much as you can do, right? At the end of the day, there's not. You do your best, right? Did you hand him a card? Yes, I did hand him a card, and I told him the same thing, that while he's until he looks into it, that he should not consume any animal products. He said he has a pizza slice there, and I said, well, that's okay, just no more. I mean, so yeah. The funny thing I find it funny about Dutch people when I speak to them is that they say my English is not so good. Then they say these complex sentences in English, and then their English is actually quite good. So yeah. Karina is here. That's awesome. Yeah. I will say this. I am looking forward to the day when I can have conversations with people on the street and not have to be nice. I am looking forward to the day when I can be a little bit more strict with people. Sadly, that's not the day, and I am looking out for the best interest of the animals at heart. So I'm looking out for the best interest that we make the most change. So kind of have to be a little bit nice. Don't give up. No, I'm never giving up. I'm just looking forward for the day when I can just tell people, you really want to be a violent person towards animals. I'm looking for a day when we'll have a word for this type of people, like we do for racism, for sexism, and all this kind of stuff. I'm just looking forward for a day where, not necessarily that it is normal, but rather that it is going towards, where the public opinion shifts and we say that should be the normal, even if it isn't. I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward for that. And I'm sure it's gonna come. I'm sure it's gonna come. It's been an hour and a half. Good conversations. And let's get some of this fuel. Hey Erwin, nice to see you here. This week we've been doing appreciate everything you do, says Karina. Hey, thank you, Karina. I appreciate what you do also. I've been there in US with you and Sky, so I've seen you guys do stuff. That sounds weird. No, I've seen you fight for animals, speak up, all that stuff. This week we've also been doing Discord conversations. They're quite interesting, Discord conversations also. So I think we're going to do those also a little bit more often. I am still looking for a way. It would be interesting. I think I want to do Discord, and then I also want to do TikTok. And when I do TikTok, I kind of want to have the conversations on TikTok vertically and maybe horizontally on YouTube or something for the members, just to enjoy, the conversations and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking to change things, not change things up, but trying to reach even more people, because I feel like, if 1% of people watching or 1% of people get impacted by this, then the more people hear it, the more people go there. I think it's funny when they want to tell you about proteins and you look absolutely jacked. Yeah, that's kind of funny, huh? Like, it's true. I'm actually pretty big also in the gym. I realized I'm a pretty big guy nowadays. When I walk through the gym, my t-shirt, so I started in the gym, I was an S when I started working out as a vegan. Now I'm an M, and my M is already tight, so I should go to an L. Yeah, the Discord conversations are cool. Yeah, they were cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I think all of these are kind of like, when people bring up these justifications, that's what they are. They're just justifications. People just don't. They want to continue doing what they've been doing. They just don't want to change. They don't want to. And I think it's not even that they don't want to change. Recently I actually learned that it's more that people kind of feel bad about what they've been doing, and that's why they become dissonant. So it's if we have conversations with people, I think it's all the more important to try to get them not to feel bad about their choices. It's kind of sad to see, but you know, in order for them to not become dissonant, we kind of have to get there so that they listen, so that they don't start defending and bringing up ridiculous excuses. Because no person in their right mind would say, no, it's okay to cut the throat of an innocent sentient being because I don't know how to get protein. Really? Come on. Hey, buddy. Oh, cutie. What does your sign say? My sign says, I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. I know it's mirrored. I also plan on fixing that. But yeah. Tom says they always bring up ridiculous excuses regardless. The animals are victims regardless of any religious cherry picking. Yeah, the religious stuff is the worst in my opinion. It's just, I hate it the most because I don't want to tell people to not be religious. I'm not here to tell them that. I'm not here to get them to question their own religion. I'm here to just get them to question one action that they're doing. You want to try a social experiment? Crazy they cut goats on the street in public. Karina, yes, David, we love doing stuff. All three of us. You know, Karina, I think so fondly of my time there with you and Sky. I really do. I really enjoyed it. I really want to come back and visit you. It was really nice. Conspiracy all the way, sir. No. You want to have a conversation with me?
Sorry?
You want to have a conversation
Yeah,
with me?
please, man.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
What are we gonna say?
So, how do you feel about animals?
Animals?
Yeah.
Good. Animals, we need them on the planet.
Do you think that animals deserve respect?
Yeah, for sure, man.
For sure.
You cannot fuck with animals.
Do you think you can...
Because a lot of people are also animals. We need to eat also, so we are animals. How is Fossa?
Do you think you can respect animals while at the same time forcing them into slaughterhouses?
Slaughterhouses, what is that? My English is not very well.
Killing them. Do you think you can respect
you
animals?
not kill them, only chicken and meat. That's protein. You need to, you know.
Do you think you can't get protein from other sources?
Yeah, but not so well like...
Dude, I'm bigger than you, what do you mean?
I know,
get my
but
protein from plants.
what I'm benching, you are not benching.
How
so
much
you
are you
can
benching?
I'm benching 160.
kg?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good, man.
Come on.
What's your weight?
96.
96. So I'm...
96, huh?
Yeah.
I was beginning at 6'5".
Yeah, so I'm 80 kilograms and I bench 140.
140.
Yeah.
I'm benching 160.
That's pretty good.
But you are also
why,
good.
Yeah, thanks. But why, like, if you knew, listen, you're yelling at the phone for nothing. The microphone is here. Yeah. So if you know that you can thrive on a plant-based diet, because there are several scientific studies about all of this, you can build all the muscle that you need. And how can you morally justify killing any innocent animal?
I don't kill them. I just buy.
But you have a responsibility in the matter.
They are already killed. I buy them.
But you have a responsibility in the matter, don't you?
That's true.
They get killed because you pay them to get killed, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Because I don't say kill them and I'm gonna pay you.
But you understand that it starts with you, right?
It's like I'm gonna walk to the store, I see something is killed already and I pay for it.
But you do understand? No, don't touch it.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah. But you do understand that you have some responsibility in it, right?
Yeah, 50% because I don't buy so really much.
So when you buy
because I'm not a really big customer. People are not gonna die animals because for me, you know.
So do you think that the animal that gets slaughtered for you, that goes into a slaughterhouse, that has their throat cut, do you think they felt respect from you?
I don't understand that one.
So if you were in the position that somebody can cut your throat to get protein from your flesh, would that be fair towards you?
Listen, if it's about me, I will stop eating animals. but a lot of people eating animals, so I eat also at that store.
So wait a minute.
Ram supermarkt, wat
So
in
wait,
Spain.
so
Come on.
if everybody does something bad, you are going to do it also?
No, not that. It's also good if you eat protein. So if somebody's doing good, I'm also doing good.
Yeah, but
Like
protein
that.
can come from plants, right?
Yeah, but that's not good for your. How to say that?
It's good for everything.
No, not for everything. It's
I'm a
not
certified
good for your.
nutritionist.
If you're a man, how to say that? I heard that.
For your
before.
testosterone.
Yes, exactly.
You know that's not true, right?
No, I don't know
It's
that.
been debunked several times, yeah.
So you know that's not true.
Yeah, I've been eating soy every day. Do you see
Yeah.
me as in any way feminine?
Yeah, but you can be maybe bigger or smaller or something.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't impact it.
Maybe it impacted you. Maybe it impacted me.
There's studies about it.
You did so.
Oh, that's okay. Somebody did it.
10 euro. 10 euros.
Free Palestina!
So, how can you morally justify paying for animals to get into slaughterhouses?
What?
How can you morally justify paying for animals to go into slaughterhouses for you? Hey, please don't stand on the side.
Hey, watch out, watch. Listen, bro. I see meat in the store. I pay for it.
So listen, let me put it this way. You said free Palestine, right?
Yeah.
You guys are for Palestine, right?
Yeah.
I'm also for Palestine.
It's
Let
not
me
for
put it this way.
Palestine. It's
But
for
you think
the
they-
right persons.
Yeah. Do you think
The
that
right persons.
do you think
people
they
are
deserve-
killing? Other people who do nothing. You know.
Yeah, let me put it this way. If you had the option between choosing to defend the people in Palestine or not, what would you choose?
Hey, listen, bro.
What would
Listen,
you
bro.
choose?
I
Between
will not.
defending them or not?
I will not defend them. I will take Israel back from them so they don't fight to them.
Not the question. If you can choose to kill people from Palestine or not, what would you choose?
Hey, bro, we have mother.
No matter
we have
what. Hey, listen.
parents. You
no,
understand?
no matter
we
what.
cannot kill people for.
I'm asking you,
with
if
parents.
it's a hypothetical
Listen,
scenario,
bro,
right?
listen,
If
bro.
hypothetically you were put in a situation
Listen, bro.
where you can choose to kill an animal.
Wrong
or kill
question.
an
You know
animal.
why? You know why? I'm gonna tell you.
It's a
Nobody
hypothetical.
needs to
There's
be
no such
killed.
thing as wrong question. It's a
Listen.
hypothetical question. How can you know if it's a wrong question when you don't even understand
I'm
the
gonna tell you.
hypothetical?
I'm understanding everything, you know. But I'm not through with somebody who needs to be killed by somebody else. You know, it's everything has come from God. Why you should kill them?
So
you
if
know?
you are put in a situation,
So no matter what, you have my answer.
Yeah.
no, you
No
didn't.
matter what, even Israel, even Palestine, everything comes from God. Why you should kill them?
So I'm asking you this, right? You're in a somebody puts you in this position. They give you a gun and they say you can choose to kill one of your friends, not your friends, a Palestinian person or not. What would you choose?
We are not
I'm Muslim.
terrorists,
I don't have to kill somebody. In Islam, you don't have to kill somebody.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying you're put in this situation.
Okay,
Think
listen,
about
listen,
it if
listen.
somebody puts you in
Listen,
this situation.
I don't have to think about it. I know about it. You don't have to kill somebody.
So you don't want, you wouldn't
No,
kill
no,
somebody.
no.
Okay. So if you're put in the same situation, but instead of a human being, it's an animal, what would you choose?
Bro, I don't kill them.
If you were put in the same situation, but it would be an animal, what
Animal,
would
I
you
will
choose?
kill them.
You would kill them.
Yeah.
Why? What is the
You know
difference?
why? It's halal.
So wait, you would kill a dog.
Yeah. I don't eat a dog, so I
So
don't
why not?
would kill
Again,
a dog.
I say in the same situation, you are put between choosing to kill a dog or not. What would you choose?
I don't kill a dog.
So you would choose not to kill a dog.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you
why?
said animal. Animal, you have different animals.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. It's okay. Let's finish this conversation. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere.
Hey, listen.
It's going
you need
nowhere.
to cheer. I talk with you,
going
but you
nowhere.
need to pay me also something.
Yeah, sure.
Huh? Yeah, really.
How about you stop
Hey, wait,
exploiting
wait.
animals? How about you stop?
You need to pay me a burger.
something. Come on.
How about you stop?
Hele dag praat je, maar you don't pay me a burger.
You know nobody can hear you. How about you stop paying for violence?
This one, I
Yeah.
say Bismillah.
How about you stop paying for this?
Let's,
Is it nice to be violent?
Chicken in
Yeah,
the
directly.
Is it nice?
you know what's not nice with the shock?
Chicken in the KFC.
Is it nice? Is it nice
if
for
they
this?
say Bismillah Rahmani Rahim, the
That's not true, but is it nice? I'm asking you. I'm asking you if you're. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're God, listen.
If
you're-
they say
Yeah.
Bismillah
Let me ask you
Rahman
this.
Rahim.
I understand. I know what halal slaughter is. I have seen halal slaughter. I know more than you about halal slaughter.
You don't
Let me
know
ask
more
you this.
about us.
I know more than you because I have seen footage from slaughterhouses.
Listen, bro.
I have been in
You
slaughterhouses.
learned the
Let me
whole.
ask you this.
Listen,
Let me ask you.
I was also there. You learned the whole Quran.
There's
in
no
your
point.
head?
I'm not, I don't want to have conversations.
You
with
learned the
people
whole
like that.
Quran.
Yes, sure. So you know that in the Quran,
Nah,
it's
you-
wrong to harm any animal that you don't need to, right?
Yes.
Right?
What
And
nothing?
KFC, McDonald's.
If
What
you
you
harm,
wrong?
if you harm one animal that you
Yeah.
don't need to, it's wrong, right?
Okay, but this not wrong. This
Yeah.
is-
Wait.
Yeah.
If you can thrive, if you don't need to consume animal products,
listen,
then is
bro.
it not wrong to harm any animal, even for food?
Hey, listen, bro.
Listen.
No.
Last
Answer
question.
this question.
One time, one okay.
One
This
last question.
But don't touch.
Yeah, okay. One question. If sharks are eating people, you are also talking to sharks.
Wait a minute. If if lions.
Shoulders 40%.
Let me finish. Let me ask you this. So wait, if lions commit infanticide, that means they kill their babies. Should you also commit kill your
Little
babies?
baby, you see me, come on, shining.
Okay. No, I don't want. This is
sure.
pointless. Okay. Yeah.
You don't know.
Have a good one.
Ja, oké. Portugees is een beetje lastig voor mij, man. Kun je een beetje Nederlands doen? Shit! Nee.
When people are too drunk, it's difficult to have
Talking about
conversations.
animals. He like animals, but he fuck them.
You wanna have a conversation today?
Jij weet niks, man.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Weet niks, man.
What's your name?
My name is Tendo, bro. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey,
Tendo.
Tendo.
I press more than you, don't talk about
Yeah. Sure.
That's good. That's good.
That if you have power, obviously it means you have the right to do whatever you want because you have power.
Go on, bro. What's it, bro?
Crazy fox. Okay, so I'm talking about animals. You heard it right. I'm talking about animal rights. Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view?
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
It's good, yeah.
So how do you think animals deserve the right to their own body?
Deserve animal. In what sense?
So, do you think that humans have the right to the body of an animal, or an animal has the right to the body of their body?
But it's like a 50-50 question.
It's like a 50-50 question.
Yeah.
So you think humans have the right to the body of animals?
In some sense, yes. Because
Why?
It's like the way how nature works.
No. It's not
In my
how
opinion,
nature
in my
works.
opinion, in my opinion.
I mean, you can have
Respectfully, in my opinion,
but that's not an opinion. That's arguably a bigoted opinion,
Bigoted,
right?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you're stripping away the right of a sentient being. So, what gives you that right to the? What makes you think you have the right to their own body?
okay. Let me tell you something. But is this about like vegan and stuff?
It is about being vegan, yes.
Okay, so the whole thing is about being vegan, right?
Do you know what being vegan means?
Yeah, I know.
What is it?
Vegan. Vegan means like like no meat, nothing like with like.
It means respecting animals.
Definitely, brother. Definitely.
And as a consequence, of course, you're not going to be violating them, forcing them into slaughterhouses, taking their babies away from them and killing them.
But that's not good. I understand that as well.
Wait, is that bad?
Yeah, bro, definitely.
So then why do you pay for it if it's bad?
I don't pay for it, bro. I'm vegetarian, bro. What are you talking about?
So you consume animal products?
Huh?
You consume animal products?
Do I consume animal? Yes.
So you do pay for it?
Yeah, I do pay for it.
So you do pay for it?
Let me ask you another question. Yeah. Okay. You know, like long time ago, like as human being, we hunted animals. It's our way. You know, like it's like Homo sapien.
Okay.
We grew up like this.
So wait, but long time ago,
No.
long time ago, humans were persecuted for the color of their skin. Should we do this now?
No. Now you're taking like things out of context.
Well, no. You're saying that
No,
it's
no.
okay to do it because
Okay.
we did it long
But,
time ago, isn't it?
We grew up like okay, but how do I say it? Like like easy, like like in
Like I'm not asking you why you do it.
No, bro.
I'm
You
asking
come, you come.
what-
Okay.
I'm asking you how can you morally justify doing it? How can you say it is right for you to pay for an animal to get exploited and slaughtered for you?
But is your father vegan?
Say it again.
Do you have, do you
No,
have a
my father is not vegan. No.
Yeah. Why is he not vegan?
I don't know. I don't care. Why would I care? I am vegan. I chose to respect
Yeah.
animals.
But I mean,
My
like,
father doesn't say he respects animals.
Yeah. But the
He
thing-
knows he disrespects them. He knows what he's doing is wrong.
But is it like this is
Do you know what you're doing is wrong?
I know, definitely.
So
Brother,
you know what you're doing is wrong.
I know, brother. I say I'm vegetarian.
So you know what you're doing is wrong. Why continue doing it?
Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I say it easily, my bro? Yeah, how can I say it easily? Okay, brother. Long time ago. Are you gonna show me that? Yeah. Okay, go on there. Go on, yeah. I'm ready for it. But I've seen all of this. I've seen all of this.
How can you pay for this?
Huh?
Is this right?
But I'm vegetarian. I don't pay for this.
This is dairy cows. You pay for
Huh?
dairy products.
No, man, come on, man. You gotta. Okay.
So dairy cows.
Okay, wait. How long has it been since you've been like vegan?
4 years.
Huh?
4 years.
4 years, yeah. Why not the rest of your before? Why not?
Because I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. But the thing is, like like now, like like you're going into like people, you know, it feels like a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm coming off of 5 drunk people
See,
right
I see,
now.
yeah.
Just
But that's what I mean,
who
you know.
were
Yeah.
taking advantage of
But
my
I'm
microphone.
trying to talk, like
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So-
I know.
So dairy cows. Somebody jerks off a bull.
But
Then
I
they
know
take
the
that
whole thing. I
sperm.
know the whole thing. I know the whole thing. I've seen the whole thing. I
You've
know
seen for
everything.
dairy
I know
cows.
everything. Dairy cows, goats. I know everything.
So why do you pay for it then?
What do you pay for it?
Yeah.
But honestly, for this moment, like it's just like a way of lifestyle.
So why do
Like-
you choose that lifestyle?
Because like it's easy going. Things like do you
So
go?
you agree
do
that
drink
you
wine?
should
Do
do
you-
something, even if it's something it's wrong to
Okay,
do,
brother.
but it's easy to do. You think you should do
But
it?
do you drink wine?
Say it again.
Do you drink wine?
No.
You drink no alcohol? No. No. Okay.
But even if I did, what would that matter?
No, the things like like some alcohol, like you got like like vegan, non-vegan.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, yeah.
Things
But-
like bro, we got my restaurant. I got my own restaurant over there. We sell like all my red wines is like like it's like vegan.
But I'm just trying to understand because you have choices, right? You make choices for yourself, right? You choose what you eat. You choose what you wear. So how can you make the choice that you know is wrong? Why do you make the wrong choice?
Why do I make the wrong choice? But are you gonna tell somebody like like go to the left or go to the right? Because you gotta send somebody like to the straight path, right?
But you said that it is wrong.
It is wrong.
So
it's
I'm,
definitely wrong.
I'm just trying to understand what makes you choose the wrong option.
It's not the wrong option. It's the easy. I wouldn't say like easy option, but it's like the wrong option,
Yeah, it's
Because
the,
nowadays, like,
it's the one that you're used to.
yeah, it's used to.
And does that really-
Nowadays, nobody knows about. Nowadays, like like easy.
But I understand others, but let's talk about only yourself because when we talk about others, we remove the responsibilities we have as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So you as an individual have the responsibility of that violence that you saw
Yeah,
in there,
definitely.
right? So how can knowing, I don't care what you did in the past, but going in the future, how can you justify paying for violence?
No, definitely not. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me. Okay, I can't justify about what I do right now, what I do in the past. I can't justify like what I eat, what I not. The only thing is like I grew up in this way.
I understand that, but you have a responsibilities for the choices that you make
Definitely.
today.
But the same as you, what you said, like 4 years ago, you weren't vegan.
Yeah, but I still had responsibilities. If somebody told me that what I'm doing is wrong,
No,
I
definitely,
couldn't
yeah.
just go around doing the wrong thing, right?
That's what I mean. I'm vegetarian. Because like
So why not in the
I was like,
future?
before I was vegetarian. Still, I'm vegetarian because of like I'm like okay, no animal killing. Nowadays it's vegan, so like nothing related to animal. Keep it distance, right?
Because they still exploit and slaughter animals.
Yeah.
So going further, I understand why you did it in the past. I'm just trying to understand going further, will you continue paying for violence towards animals?
I can't give you a direct answer for that.
Because
It's
that
difficult.
means it's a
It's
yes.
difficult. No, it's not a yes, but it's a difficult one, bro. It's difficult. The thing is like I enjoy my meat.
Is it
I
more?
enjoy
Wait,
meat.
I thought you're vegetarian. Why do you
Huh?
enjoy your meat?
Once upon a time you enjoy meat.
So
Once
you're not
upon a time-
vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian, but once upon a time, once in a year, you gotta eat your meat. You gotta strengthen up.
So you're not vegetarian.
Okay, you wanna get? Okay, Call me not flexitarian. Once upon a year, we eat like meat, right?
Do you think that to that animal that gets sent into a slaughterhouse for you that once a time a year, do you think they think you're a nice guy or a bad guy to them?
Oh, they don't think anything.
Well, animals do think, yeah. But if you were in that same situation where somebody was forcing you into a slaughterhouse because once a year they want to eat some flesh, would you think that person is a good person?
No, definitely not. No.
So going forward, how can you make these choices where you're being violent toward these innocent beings?
Okay. But awareness, bro. Awareness.
Awareness, yeah.
Awareness.
Yeah, but
the thing is like, bro, I respect you, like going forward, trying to tell people like about what's going on. It's good, definitely. But the thing is that you can't push people onto it. You gotta say like.
Do you think we should allow people to be racist?
Definitely, no.
Okay. Do you think we should allow people to discriminate based on species?
No, never.
No.
Okay.
So, do you think it's okay? It's justified for me to try and push you to not be a species?
Do you say free Palestine?
Say it again.
Do you say free Palestine?
I think Palestine and Israel should not be fighting. Yes.
Do you say free Palestine?
Yeah,
yes
but
or no?
I also think Israel should have the right for a state.
Do you say free Palestine? Yes or no?
If you're asking me if I'm
Do
for
say,
the if you're asking me I'm for the political statement what free Palestine means, I probably am not for the political statement of what free Palestine means. But I do agree on the fact that Palestinians should be free.
Brother, you went from animals, yeah, and then you went on to us, discrimination, yeah, and now I'm saying like, okay, free Palestine, yes or no?
And I responded to you.
Yeah. So yes.
It's not yes or no. It's I don't agree with the political statement of free Palestine and everything that it involves, but I do agree that Palestine people should be free.
Okay.
I do agree free Palestine people should be free. I do agree Israel has the right to be a state also. And I think the conflict should not exist. It's pretty simple.
Israel, do your thing.
Yeah,
but don't kill people.
Exactly, we agree. They shouldn't be killing people. But then imagine this: in this situation, you're the Israel and the animals are the Palestine. You are paying for animals to be killed for you just because you can, just because you have power over them.
Nah, you can't put it like that. You can't.
Well,
put it like
it is exactly like that.
Nah, you can't. Put it
It is actually even easier because you know why? You have choices,
like that.
and you make this choice 3 times a day. Whereas Israel maybe has more difficulty. You have choices. You make this choice.
I'm from Tibet.
Yeah.
My country got took away from China. China took over everything.
And it's unfair, isn't it?
It's safe for Palestine.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
And it's unfair, isn't it?
No, it's unfair, definitely.
Yeah.
But the same goes,
So don't you think it's unfair for you to take the lives of innocent animals?
Definitely, bro.
Yeah. So then why continue doing it?
Huh?
Why continue doing it?
Why did you start going for 4 years ago? That's what I mean.
Because that's when I found out about it. That's when somebody talked to me like I'm talking to you. When somebody talked to me, I stopped. So now I'm talking to you. Why do you continue doing it?
But give me like, bro.
It's not
okay.
It's
the thing is like bro.
It's violent, man. It's violence towards innocent beings.
Definitely.
Do you think that if you were in a slaughterhouse, you would feel differently than if a cow is in a slaughterhouse? Do you think that somebody cutting your throat feels differently to you than it feels to an animal?
I think I will be dead.
Yeah, you will die, but you feel the same way, and your preference is for that not to happen to you.
I don't eat meat.
Dairy products do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Do you consume animal products?
I don't. But like, okay, I'm like, I have to go. We have to go.
Yeah. Okay, bro.
I'll just give you a card. Can you promise me you'll watch one video? Watch the Minion.
Yeah.
Promise me you'll watch that?
Yeah. Bro, where are you from, bro?
Romania originally?
Romania.
Yeah. So I also know what you mean. Russians took over Romania for a while.
Yeah,
so watch the Minion. And until you watch it, promise me you won't consume any animal products.
Bro, I can't promise anything, bro.
Dude, it's until you watch a video. That's it.
Definitely.
Watch it tonight.
I grew in Tibet, bro. I'm Buddhist. I know.
I don't think you know.
We say,
I don't think you know.
I know.
Watch it.
Brother,
Prove me wrong.
But it's different, like in like what you mean, like vegan and stuff. But the thing
Prove
is,
me
like,
wrong. Watch it.
I can't prove you wrong.
You can. You can watch it.
I can watch it. I can't prove you wrong. That's the whole thing. I will watch it definitely.
Okay.
Respectfully.
And until then, no more animals into slaughterhouses.
But I'll go have a beer. I'll be right back, yeah?
You can enjoy your
We
beer or
continue.
whatever. It's okay. Just no more animals into slaughterhouses, okay?
He wants to get interviewed. He doesn't speak English.
You don't speak English?
No, yeah, just
I
a
speak
little
Italian.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes. Okay.
It's gonna be difficult if you don't speak English.
You
Però è
translate.
difficile se non parli inglese.
You translate
Yeah, I can
for me, please.
Yes.
How do you feel about animals?
Cosa senti riguardo gli animali?
Penso che ci siano da prima di noi e che meritano di essere qua per sempre.
He thinks they are here before us and they deserve more than we do.
Okay. Do you think it's okay to kill them for products we don't need?
Sì, io mangio
He
carne,
eats meat.
ma solo a fine di nutrirmi. No, per ucciderli per svago non sono d'accordo.
He doesn't like people that goes hunting just to have fun, but you know, if it's for food, it's okay with it because he eats it.
But if you can get nutrition from plants and plant-based products, then you also make choices for taste pleasure, which is that different from fun?
Puoi mangiare dei prodotti che non siano animali, che hanno lo stesso gusto?
Bisogna trovare le proteine, a livello proteinico.
Sì, ci sono.
Sì.
But if you can get protein from plants?
Sì, già io le mangio,
He already eats it?
i legumi.
Yes.
Legumi,
Still eats meat.
So why continue being violent towards animals?
Perché continua a voler essere violento nel confronto?
penso che però ci sia una catena alimentare nel mondo come un leone mangia un antilope perché ha bisogno di mangiare carne.
Not a good answer. He says that it's just because in the world it's always been like that the lion needs to survive.
Is that really a good enough answer? Everybody else is violent, therefore you have to be violent also?
Tutti gli altri sono violenti, deve essere violento anche tu, allora?
No, no.
That's what you're saying.
È quello che stai dicendo?
No, non è quello che sto dicendo. No. But allora, io vengo dall'Italia, ci sono le fattorie dove si coltiva, si alleva il maiale o l'animale e gli si dà una degna vita per poterla mangiare, secondo me.
Non mangi la carne che viene dall'Italia tu. Quello che stai dicendo è bullshit. Whatever he's saying is bullshit because he's saying, oh, in Italy, there is these farms that you.
That's not true.
That it's not enough.
I love it that she knows it. She
So
knows
against
it.
it.
She knows it. Are you vegan?
I'm not vegan. I just don't like meat.
You don't like meat?
Yeah.
Why are you not vegan?
I'm not vegan just because I am not eating anything basically, and I struggle to well, sometimes I had very iron problems, and even as much vegetables I eat, I was on low.
But the iron you only get from red meat, and if you're not consuming that,
I don't consume that at all.
so then that doesn't really matter.
But
Then.
yeah, I eat a lot of lentils, broccoli, beans, and all that. And the only meat I eat is chicken that I don't even like.
So then why continue?
I'm an idiot.
I
It's
mean,
because it's just easier, I don't cook and all that. And
but do you know for example, what dairy cows go through?
I don't even eat dairy actually, because I eat some cheese.
Well, so it is dairy.
So, yeah, but now really, I'm lactose intolerant and all that, so my body refuses it actually.
So cows are forcefully inseminated. They have their babies taken away from them so that they don't drink their milk, the mother's milk, and then they get killed if the baby is born male. And if female, they repeatedly impregnate them just like their mothers. And when they can no longer get them pregnant, they kill them. This is the dairy industry. And it's the same in any animal product industry. So when you consume animal products, this kind of shit you're paying for.
Posso fargli una domanda io?
Hai capito cosa ha detto? I'm gonna tape this, so I'm gonna tell him later.
Yeah.
Gli animali che sono fatti da produzione sono stati allevati dall'uomo per l'alimentazione umana. Se noi li lasciassimo liberi e non facessimo noi la catena alimentare, cioè noi non interrompiamo il loro corso di vita, sarebbero talmente tanti che evidentemente il mondo non basterebbe, perché sono animali stati allevati dall'uomo per...
Quello è quello che pensi tu.
È quello che penso io.
Whatever it thinks is like, oh, because we're trying to
Sovrappopolamento.
give a number, because if we don't control that, they're gonna be all over the place and wild, and they're gonna, I don't think so.
But we bring them into existence
Yeah, exactly.
so that we can kill them.
Li portiamo alla vita per ucciderli, in realtà siamo noi che li portiamo alla vita, non lo fanno in maniera naturale. Siamo noi che li moltiplichiamo in maniera disumana per poterli uccidere, per poter mangiare, per riformare il terreno.
Questo in fattorie non controllate e nell'industria.
It's just about the industry, yeah, you're right, and he says that in the little
Also,
farms are not.
Yeah. I'm from Romania, and I've seen it in my grandmother's backyard. It happens also there. It's the same thing.
Capita anche nelle fattorie, perché l'ha visto bene dalla Romania e anche nelle fattorie succede.
Ok.
It's everywhere. So animal agriculture involves you controlling the breeding process of the animal and you controlling when you kill the animal. That's regardless of how you treat them, regardless of the practices that you do. You are the ones who are sexually exploiting an animal, and you are the one who is killing an animal. That's it. For everything, for something you don't need.
Tu questo lo fai per cosa che non hai capito, cosa ho detto?
Sì, mi ha dato molto modo di pensare, ci penserò sopra per...
Hai capito tutto?
Sì, ho capito che...
You understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me give you a card because I think it's difficult to have a conversation like this.
Okay,
But I appreciate.
understand everything.
Yeah.
I'm really in your page more than...
Watch the minion.
Yeah?
Okay?
Yeah.
It's a subtitle in Italian. You just gotta scan this QR
Yeah.
code. That's the first thing that appears. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna stop the video just because I wanted to...
Yeah, you have my
reflection
YouTube
there.
channel also there. Oh, you wanna scan it, right?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, he's the one that's just for the taste of food, and me, I'm just like...
This one. I think you can set it to Italian. I guess it comes to English,
Yeah,
right?
it's fine. English is fine to me.
Oh, okay. Promise me you'll watch that?
I will.
Okay, I
will
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, watch that.
I
And
have
you
no
have the card
struggle.
anyway. And
Okay.
you have resources there. This thing. I'm sorry. Challenge 22.
Yeah?
They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Oh.
Okay? Just watch that video,
Oh.
see if you want to be part of it, and if not, they can help you out,
Digli
okay?
che lo ringrazio per quello che sta facendo e mi ha dato modo di pensare.
He's thanking you for giving him a way to think, because he never listens to me. Maybe he listens to someone else.
Thank you. Watch that video, okay?
Yes,
Okay, I appreciate you. Cheers. Have a good one. They're actually quite nice, these people. They're actually quite nice. She was really nice. I love that when she was trying to translate the excuses that he was coming up with. I love that he was saying this whole excuses in Italian, and she was like, at the end, she was like, oh, he's just saying bullshit excuses. That was so brilliant. I love that. That was awesome. Yeah. The conversations before that were not awesome. I was a little bit annoyed of the drunk guy who was sitting here who I could not have any conversation with, but everybody else was pretty cool. Hi.
May I ask what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm asking people some questions, get them to think a little bit. Are you okay being live for my YouTube
Yes.
channel? Can you come a little bit closer?
Yes.
What's your name?
I'm Eva.
Eva, nice to meet you. I'm
Nice-
Chip.
Let me just take my sunglasses so I can look at.
Where are you from?
I'm from Portugal.
Portugal. I'm Chip. I'm from Romania. So Eva, let me ask you, how do you feel about animals?
I like animals. I eat them though, but
Okay. Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration? And by that I mean that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being.
I think we should. But I think like with everything in life, like we should be able to obtain a balance. Like what we're doing right now to the planet Earth and the way we interact with animals is not healthy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I don't think like for everyone to turn vegan or something, I don't think is also a solution for that. But if we have a better balance, like
A solution for what?
for like both pollution, like climate
it
changes.
would arguably be a good solution for climate change because somebody who consumes plant-based has a quarter of the footprint of somebody who consumes animal products. But regardless of that, like morally speaking, right? Do you think there's any way we can morally justify bringing animals to life, to kill them for products we don't need?
Do you mean like leather or like food or
Leather,
anything?
food, all of them. They're all optional to us nowadays.
Like I don't think Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be right. The problem is like with mass production, because for example, like people like in the North Pole, like Eskimos, like they also survive on like the animals that are there, but they have a respect for the animals. They also like consume their meat, they use their leather, they use their fur, but in a more sustainable way.
No, I think that's a bit of whitewashing over there, because you live in a country, regardless of what they do. I like to discuss with people about your choices. We can speak about like we are not in a position to talk on their behalf because we don't know what
Their reality,
yeah,
exactly. I don't live there.
Yeah, so you're in a position where you probably have access to a supermarket. You have access to plenty of plant-based options. So you basically every time you make a choice, let's say for food, you make a choice between choosing to kill an animal or not. So my question is, how can you morally justify choosing to kill an animal when you don't need to?
Like, I'm not totally vegetarian, but my animal consumption is not that high. Like, and I think like we are omnivores after all. Like
we can consume animal products, but we don't have to.
we don't have to. That's right.
So we can, if we can be healthy without consuming animal products, when we consume animal products, we choose to kill an innocent animal. We choose to exploit and kill them. How can we ever say that that is the right thing to do? How can we ever say that that's the right choice to make? Regardless if we do it only once a month, right? It's still a choice we make.
I like the point that you're making. However, like for some people, like it's not sustainable, or even the prices. Like here in the Netherlands, is actually the price of plant-based options is actually quite good. But for example, in Portugal, where I'm from, now it's getting better. But until a couple of years ago, all the vegetarian options were like so expensive, and people were just not culturally ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think it's also we need to focus like on education but it also relies a lot on tradition, and people are so held back to their customs, and it's really sometimes it's a bit hard to make the sort of change.
Is that the position you're in? Is it difficult for you because of price and tradition?
Not right now, and like I said, like here in the Netherlands, over the price, like it's a very easy choice to make. Actually, like plant-based products are pretty much the same price, or sometimes even cheaper. So that's a great thing, and it was also what made my transition a bit easier.
Do you live here in the Netherlands?
I do.
Ah, okay. So
Now I live here.
So here, there you go, here. Is there any way you can say that you choosing to consume an animal product would ever be the right choice here?
I would, because there are some things, for example, that I like to eat that give me pleasure and that come from animals.
Do you think your pleasure justifies the oppression that animals go through?
No, but at the same time, I think like in moderation, things could work in a different way. Like we don't need to have like so many chickens like in a tiny area. Like animals could be raised in more adequate ways in order, for them to have a better life and for us to be still able to consume it.
Well, let's put it this way. Dairy cows, right? I'm assuming you consume dairy products. Do you know why cows produce milk in the first place?
To lactate their children.
Exactly. Do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think
No,
farmers?
farmers do that.
Yeah, so that's already messed up in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree. And like I barely consume dairy products.
Okay. When the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
They're just separated from their moms.
Oh, so you don't know. So if the baby is born male, what happens to them?
I don't know.
They kill them. And if they're born female, the same fate as their mother. Every year, forcibly impregnated. Every year, babies taken from them and milked. And at some point, they do this repeatedly, and at some point they kill them. Do you know when? When they can no longer get them pregnant. And that happens like at a quarter of their natural lifespan.
Oh. But that's the thing, I don't agree with that either. Like, I think...
You say that, but if you buy animal products, your actions say otherwise, don't you think?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not consuming the same amount I was before. And
It is better than before, sure, but let me put it this way. Any injustice, like if I were to be beating up my wife every day...
And if you're just beating her once a week,
I'm reducing it, it's better, but I'm still doing it.
You're still doing it.
Yeah.
I understand. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, I really don't think, like, that turning vegan or vegetarian is the option or the solution for everybody.
It is for you. It doesn't matter if it is for everybody. It is for you to stop participating in this violence, oppression
But if
towards
it's not
animals.
for everybody, then there are still people that will still be still eating dairy and animal products, and we can stop it either way.
But
So why should I reduce completely or stop completely with that if it doesn't rely just on me for this to stop?
Well, I can put a hypothetical out there for you why that happens, but then I can also explain that that's not a valid point. First of all, it is for everybody. Everybody can be vegan, and the more people like you who choose to be vegan, the more people can be vegan because products become more accessible, and you create more demand for this other area and pay less for this other area. And so an impact of a person going vegan is around 100 animals per year that you are no longer brought into existence to be exploited and killed for you. And let's put it this way, yearly, the whole world, 80 billion land animals and up to 1 trillion animals are killed for, 1 trillion sea creatures are killed for food, clothing, and entertainment for us. There's 8 billion people on this planet. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers out there.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Sorry. So there's 8 billion people out there. Let's imagine that some rich person on this planet, Elon Musk, let's say, because he's the richest right now, he can pay governments and choose 100 people from the whole planet to kill. Obviously, if he kills all those 100 people, it means nothing to the population of Earth. It's 8 billion people after all. But if you are the one who he chooses to kill, it means everything to you.
Me, yeah.
So in that same sense, you choosing to be vegan may not mean anything to the whole industry because it's 80 billion land animals. But to those 100 animals, it means everything. You see what I mean? Like, we have to consider the victims as individuals. We like to clump them all together and see them as all animals and see it as one single issue. But the reality is every single one of them are exploited, are slaughtered, and all of them are individuals just like we are. They just cannot talk like us and maybe not think as developed as us. But I don't think those are good enough reasons to force them into slaughterhouses.
Yeah, but how do you feel about, like those animals that are grown in like better environments?
It's the same thing. They all just get killed at a fraction of their lifespan. They all get exploited, and all of it is optional to us. And I feel like even if it's the best situation, you would have a much more difficult time trying to find the best situation than going vegan. It's easier to go vegan than trying to find these ethical situations. And even if you find these ethical situations, you go to a farm, you go for a day, you look at the day and you think it's nice, and then you don't know the whole thing that happens. Like, let me put it this way: have you been to the goat farm here in Amsterdam? So you can go to the goat farm here in Amsterdam Bos. You'll see that you'll think it's so nice, animals are nicely treated or everything, but you will see there babies are separated from their mothers. You'll see that directly. You will see mothers who have a number on them because some of them have been impregnated, some haven't. You see within the babies that the males are separated from the females because the males will be killed, some of them. You see that they are not fed milk from their mothers. The milk is for us, and that they have a machine that they feed them. You see all this kind of stuff if you look around. Of course, if you just go there for like a day and you wander around, you see the cute animals and you're like, oh, it's nice. But then if you actually look at the details, you realize it's all the same thing. It's another side of the same coin. It's exploitation and slaughter. And I don't know, like, regardless if everybody else participates in it or not, I personally didn't want to be part of it. Do you want to be part of it?
Not really, but I don't think it's like a night-to-day change. It's a whole process. But for example, when it comes to other products, so as leather, like, you also have like vegan options.
Yeah, exactly.
However, they don't last as long, and we are creating more pollution to the environment. Like, how do you feel about that? What do you feel the best option is?
I mean, so I would argue that the environment is an extremely important cause and we should fight for it. Actually, I was an environmentalist before speaking for animal rights. But I would argue that animal rights or the rights of individuals are more important than the environment, first of all. I don't think, let me put it this way, would you agree that if we kill half the human population, we would be better off with the environmental concerns? Half the human population would mean half resources used, everything would be halved, like all the pollution would be halved if we kill all the human population in an instant, right? Would you say it's okay to do that for the environment? kill half the human
Yeah,
population.
that's not what I want to do.
No, exactly, because we acknowledge that these are individuals and we should respect their rights first and foremost, and then concern the environment. It's the same thing with animal rights. We should first concern their individual rights and then concern the
I
environment.
think it's on a different level, and because animals also rely like on a positive environment in order to thrive. So, and the environment concerns like all of us.
But you don't need to consume. Okay, let me put it this way: you don't need vegan leather or leather. There is, by the way, there are vegan leathers that are more sustainable. That even if they don't like, I think actually even the worst vegan leather, the environmental footprint is.
Industry that
Yeah.
uses a lot of water, but when it comes to the time that we can wear the piece, sometimes the synthetic leather just lasts for like 2 or 3 years. When if you have like a real leather jacket, it lasts you for a lifetime.
I've never had an issue. I had vegan leather shoes or vegan leather stuff. I haven't had any issues with them. And I'm a person who buys clothes only when I need to, so I don't really go shopping for stuff like that. I don't.
How
have
would you
issues.
feel, for example, when you're going like thrifting or something and you buy something that's like animal related?
I don't think it's. I personally don't have any issue with it, right? If you're going to be buying a second-hand leather
Leather jacket,
thing,
for example.
yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I do
Because
think
it's already here, it's already made.
You don't theoretically create more demand, but there is something to be said on the idea that you are wearing somebody's skin, and other people watching you could see it as a maybe I should buy and wear somebody's skin. You see, so if you're wearing it with a sign that says this is second-hand, and everybody says, okay, well, I'll buy it second-hand now, then it's a different case because you're not sending the message that it's okay to exploit animals and wear their skin. But otherwise, you see, there's also this context of, like, let's put it this way. In a society where animals don't have, where humans don't have, where women don't have rights, it would be wrong for in a family or in a society, let's put it, where women are fighting for their rights. This is what I mean, and a man is asking his wife, or his wife comes out saying that I like cooking for my men, or all this kind of stuff, because of the context that they live in. When women are fighting for their rights, it might be seen as a wrong thing, even if it isn't actually a wrong thing, you know? So the context matters a lot. But in today's society, let's say where women's rights are a bit more established, a woman saying, well, I like taking care of my men or whatever doing around the house is not necessarily as wrong as it was in that context. So in the context of animal rights, when animals are struggling to have rights, you wearing somebody's skin is nothing in theory, but it can be seen as detrimental to the cause. See what I mean? It's not, but I don't have a big problem with that. So that if that's the only thing, I don't care, but everything else, yeah.
Okay, I see the point. But like, I think the main problem above all of this, it's how much we consume. It's like this consumist and capitalistic society. It's not per se like the issue with the animals, but the way that society is built, and people aren't aware of how much they are over-consuming.
But that is one issue. I agree with you. There is an issue of overconsumption, but that's a different issue. Like, obviously, we shouldn't overconsume, but we should also, if we consume, we should consume ethically.
I
But
agree with
ethical
that.
consumption isn't just about quantity. It's also about not creating
Quality.
victims,
Yeah.
right? Because when you're consuming ethically, you're trying to not consume victims. Like, let me put it this way. Imagine that you're choosing to buy clothes and one option exploits humans, one doesn't. You choosing the one that exploits humans is obviously wrong, regardless of the situation. So that's why I'm saying when you're buying food, for example, you're put in a situation where you can choose one food that exploits animals and also humans, by the way, because slaughterhouse workers are just
In terrible conditions.
Terrible conditions, yeah. And one that doesn't. So you're faced with this choice. You can always choose the one that doesn't. And I understand it's maybe a little bit habitual that you've been in this position. But you know that can go with time. That can change. It's just you need to have the will that you don't want to be part of that.
I know, but I don't think I'll, at least in the future, I'll go like fully vegan. I don't identify with that, because I think like the first step before like going to the extreme is like, moderation with what you consume. Like, you don't need to eat dairy, fish.
How is it
meat, whatever.
moderation to the animals that get put into a slaughterhouse for you?
But the thing is, like, I know I'm also relying on tradition, but we've eaten animals for like all of our life.
You could
like
say the
most
same thing.
Most cultures eat animals for all of their life, but until a point, like the earth resources were still like balanced, and now they're not anymore. Like the thing is that we overconsume it now. Like
It's
I
not
think-
overconsumption. Even if you consume it once a month, it's still one animal gets exploited and slaughtered for you. It's still unjust towards them. You could have always made a different choice. It's not like you make the choice. That animal, when you make
But
that
then you're
choice,
appreciating animal life above. You're putting animal life above human life. Is that your point of view?
well, no, because
Or,
your
or-
choice
or
is
you're
not.
saying that we're equal.
But you're not putting an animal's life because your choice isn't between killing an innocent animal or killing an innocent human. Your choice is between killing an innocent animal or not. Like you're just putting an animal's life above your taste pleasure, above your convenience. You're putting a whole existence of an animal above 10 minutes for you of pleasure, convenience, or whatever the reason. Imagine being born 100 years ago when women didn't really have rights. Why? There were the suffragettes who were fighting for women's rights. And imagine if somebody, like I was the suffragette, trying to speak to somebody, trying to get women's rights, and the other person saying, maybe
But
we
it's
give
always
them
been this
some
way.
rights because that's kind of extreme to give them the whole rights, you see? It's kind of what I mean. Like, it can seem extreme because we're in this context, in this position, but to the victim, to the animal, it's extreme when you choose that one product. They get their whole life taken away from them. They're brought into existence only to be killed in the first place. To me, that's already messed up. Like, I know we kind of think of them differently because they're animals. But they're just like us in the ways that matter. I understand you can value humans more, but you can also appreciate that they value their life, just like you value your life, just like I value my life. It's everything to me. It's everything to you. It's everything to them.
But and how do you feel about like the entertainment industry when it exploits animals, like
No,
circus,
definitely no.
like zoos?
No, it should not. Zoos. What do you call the ones in Spain? The bullfighting.
Yeah, we
No.
also have that in Portugal.
No, I'm all against it, of course. I like being vegan, by the way, means it's not about food. It means respecting respecting animals or rejecting the commodity status of animals. And of course, as a consequence of that, you will not eat their flesh, you will not wear their skin, and you will definitely not go to entertainment where they exploit animals, right? You do your best, that's the whole point of it. You do your best, but your actual best, because like you can tell me whatever you want, you will go home and make your own choices. But I think it's important that you're honest with yourself when you make these choices, because being vegan literally means doing it as much as it's possible to you. So in that sense, if you are doing actually what as much as it's possible to you, then you are already vegan, whatever that means, right? If you live in a world where somehow you're put in a position where exploiting animals is absolutely unavoidable for you, I can't imagine that situation right now because we're not in such a situation. But then you will do your best and try to minimize it, reduce it, or not do it at all, then you're already vegan. But you do as much as you can. The whole point of it is making the choices that you can make.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna go home and think about it.
I appreciate that. Let me give you a card before you go,
Sure.
because I think I'll give you this card. Can you
Thank
promise me you'll watch Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear? You just gotta scan this QR
Scan the
code.
QR code. Okay, as soon as I'll go home.
Okay.
I'll do
Thank
that.
you, I appreciate
Hey, guys,
that.
it's nice to meet you.
What was it again? Eva?
Eva.
Eva, I'm Chip. And you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Oh.
So watch the video, Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. Really connect with it and see where you're at, because you don't have to be on this. I wholeheartedly believe that in 100 or 200 years, we'll be looking back and saying we were barbarians for what we did.
Yeah, because we have that with like people from 300 years ago.
Yeah.
We were like, how did they consume that? How did they thought that that was healthy for them? Yeah, it's pretty sure. But right now, I think we're still in the process of change.
Think about which side of the change you want to be on, okay?
Thank you.
I
It was
appreciate
great
you.
to meet you.
Yeah, same.
Have a nice
Have a
day.
good one. That was a good conversation. I think everybody, that's it for me. I'm getting tired. My patience is not what it used to be. And how can I reach out to Chip, says Mohammed. You can contact me on Instagram. You have my link there. Too many drunk. Yeah, I actually forgot about how annoying drunk people are when you're not drunk yourself or something. I forgot about how. Yeah, she was actually very nice. It was a nice conversation. I feel like, yeah.
Where could I get some chewing gum?
Chewing gum?
Yeah.
Like you mean like menthol chewing gum?
Yeah. Where's like a newsagent or shop?
So I think at the supermarket is your best chance right now, but
That's a long walk, right?
I don't know any supermarket. Oh, there's one out behind here on the left, but I'm
Oh.
not sure if it's open.
Perfect. We'll
Yeah,
try
it's
it.
to go. Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers. No worries. Random. I never had this question of somebody asking where they can get chewing gum. I guess the guy is going on a date or something. As he wants to. I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, I actually enjoyed the conversation with Eva. That was nice. I enjoyed some of the conversations tonight. Some of them I really didn't. The drunken guy was kind of annoying, as I said. Not because of. I think it's because what really triggers me is when people don't listen. It's just difficult to have conversations, and I realized that I was getting triggered, and then I tried to stop it, and then they didn't want to leave. That was just more annoying for me. But yeah, Benji says you're super annoying. Yeah, it's okay. I actually have to work on that. I don't know why that annoys me so much, but I'll work on that. Yeah. Let's see if anybody stops by while I'm saying goodbye. I'll have conversations with them. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Hey, thank you so much for everybody who donated. Somebody else donated it while I was having conversations. Chip, one more for the team, says Cam Chan. Fuck it, one more for the team. Okay, I will do that, Cam Chan. One more for the team. And hey, if you're not subscribed, everybody subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. I appreciate those numbers. One more, okay. Let's see. I think that's the thing about these kind of conversations. I think because we live in this world where, you know, even if you're an intelligent person, that's the thing, right? Because this girl that I talked to was clearly an intelligent person, and you talk to these intelligent people, and you realize that they probably have thought about this before, right? They have thought about it, but the fact that it's so normalized, the fact that so many people do it, is kind of what messes with your head, isn't it? Because it's that thing that, oh, but I understand it. It sounds really bad, and it is really bad. But if everybody does it, there must be something to it, right? Like that's the kind of the thing that kind of messes with your head, right? It's like it can't possibly be that bad, right? There is something to it, right? I'm sure, and. I don't know. I've always kind of felt that from intelligent people, that intelligent people sometimes are difficult to outreach, not because it's difficult to have conversations with them, but rather because they probably have thought about it before, and they have made up their mind using all of these incredibly complex justifications. Because even the simple justifications, they're intelligent people. They're not gonna just use one justifications and be done with it. You guys want to try a social experiment? They're just going to be using one justification. They're going to be finding a loophole into it and just keep on patching that loophole and trying to find justifications for that. So they always end up with these incredibly complex, ridiculous arguments, which you try to go with them to the conversation, but then it always, because of the cognitive dissonance, it always boils down to you not being able to change either of the points because they're just so consecrated in their position. That's kind of how I see it, but yeah. Anyway, remember to like, sub, and comment, says Martin. Thank you so much. Somebody saying that that we would destroy an ecosystem. Bro, people can transcend food and live only on light if they really wanted to. No, they cannot. We need calories, we need energy. Come on, stop it with this ridiculousness. This whole idea that we can live off of. Roy Astam says smart but selfish. Yeah, I don't even know if I would call them selfish. I think it's just smart enough to form incredibly complex justifications. I don't necessarily would call them selfish. I don't think they know that they're selfish. I think, sure, if you look about it as a whole, they kind of are. Have you seen a happy cow run and jump? I have. That's so cute, Scam-chan. I have seen them run and jump. They're just cute animals. They're just beautiful animals. It's so insane to me what we do to them, that we keep them so closed up. It's insane, and yeah. Ooh, it's also cold a bit. 100 likes. 109 likes, I see. Exploiting animals is a survival trait, it's not a choice. Well, dog McBalls, knowing that nowadays you can thrive on a plant-based diet, then it is a choice, because you don't need to do it. You don't need to exploit innocent sentient beings. I saw a cow play with a football, says Utops. That's pretty cool. Have you ever tasted a happy cow? Trust me, they taste different. Listen, that's a very fucking weird statement to say, that you put the body part of a cow in your mouth and you think they taste different because they were happy. It's a very fucked up thing to say. So essentially what you're saying is that it is more moral, your statement is that it is more moral for you to kill a happy animal rather than a sad animal, because you get even more pleasure out of it. I mean, come on, man. Jesus Christ. And I'm not twisting your words, I'm literally just putting the perspective of the animal. Why are you not in Romania to promote vegan there? Because I live here in Amsterdam, that's where I live, and because I am now Dutch. So I was born in Romania, but I am now Dutch. Imagine that, the complexity of coming out of your mother's vagina in one place and you choosing to live your life in a different place. So complex. That's not possible. It's not possible. What is not possible? For me to choose a different place? You are not Dutch. Yes, I am. I have a Dutch passport, therefore I am Dutch. Talk Dutch. Mijn Nederlands is niet zo goed, maar ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. Such ridiculousness. Funny to me. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, that's the whole thing, because I have a passport. So that's the only proof that I need when I ask for it. Either way. So, Preach 84 Stevens. Are you violent towards animals? Hmm? Oh, see, Erwin says I'm Dutch, and he's also Dutch. Thank you, Erwin. So many people are triggered by my nationality. Well, my ethnicity is Romanian, sure, but my nationality is Dutch. There you go. Mr. Black says, I love animals and eat some of them. Mr. Black, do you think that the animals that you choose to take their life, that you choose to exploit and kill, do you think they think that you love them? Hmm? I'm trying to figure out where you are. I'm in Amsterdam. In the Rembrandt line. Mr. Black says, I just eat. So, Mr. Black, if Jeffrey Dahmer, the ones who killed humans and ate them, would say, I just eat, do you think that he would be justified? If Mr. Jeffrey Dahmer would say that he loves humans, do you think he would be justified? Somebody asks me if I'm Jewish. No, I am an atheist. And I'm also not Jewish by ethnicity or culture, if that's what you're asking. Would you eat a human? No, I would not eat the flesh of a sentient being, regardless if they're human or non-human. Okay, I'm gonna stay for 5 more minutes. If nobody stops, then I'll go, because I'm getting a bit cold and I'm getting a bit tired. Can you solve the ought is problem from your worldview? You keep saying we ought to not eat animals, but why is that? How do you justify your moral framework? Odd Harvey, it's pretty simple. If you respect animals, then you should be vegan. It's pretty simple. If you think that it's wrong to exploit and slaughter, then you should be vegan. If you think that oppression is wrong, then you should be vegan. It's pretty simple. Oppression is not one thing that is just representative for humans. Oppression means cruel and unjust treatment or an exercise of authority, and it can be done towards any sentient being on this planet. So you can be oppressive towards an animal just like you can be oppressive towards a human being. So if you're against oppression, then you should be vegan. Otherwise, you're not really against oppression. Otherwise, you just say that you are, but you aren't really. It's very simple. Is seafood okay? Well, I don't know what seafood means to you, but if seafood comprises of pieces of sentient beings, then you should probably not consume pieces of sentient beings. It's very simple. If it's wrong, why is it legal? That's a question that you could have asked 200 years ago about slavery. If it's wrong, why is it legal? Because it doesn't really matter, does it? Legality and morality are not intertwined. A lot of the times legality takes a long time until it follows morality, and a lot of the times legality is just represents what people want, not necessarily what is right or wrong. Oh, and yes, I am a certified nutritionist. Somebody says animals eat. You want to try a social experiment? I just ask you some questions, that's it. Yeah, I'm just asking people some questions. You want to try them? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay. Hi.
What's your name?
Mafala.
Mafalda,
I'm from Portugal.
I'm
Nice to
Chip
meet
from
you.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Oh, I talked to somebody else from Portugal. Can you come a bit closer?
Yeah.
Nice. So Mafalda, I'm asking people, do you know what oppression is?
Oppression?
Yeah.
So many kind of oppression.
So it means cruel and unjust treatment, right?
Yeah.
Are you against oppression?
Yes, I am.
Do you think you can be against oppression
Yes, I think.
if you at the same time pay for oppression?
Didn't get the
So let me put it this way.
Yeah,
If
okay.
you're paying for oppression, for something that oppresses individuals, and you can choose not to, right? You're in a position where you can choose not to pay for that. You don't have to pay for that. Do you think?
I will prefer not to pay for oppression.
Yeah, because otherwise you couldn't really be against oppression, right?
Yeah, no, it will be not honest. Yeah.
Okay, so, yes. So, let me ask you, oppression, does it only apply to humans or does it also apply to animals? Can you oppress an animal?
Of course.
Of course.
For example, a simple thing that I see, for example, some cops that are using horses, those kind of things, for example. I don't know, for example, other things.
What about for food?
Food also, it depends what.
Is it oppressive to bring to life an animal so that you can kill them and eat their flesh, knowing full well that you don't have to do that?
It's a tricky one, but it's a good one.
By the way, let me just...
I can tell you this. I'm against those kind of the way that they are not taking really care of their animals. So if they are not in a farm with good conditions and that kind of stuff,
Why? Wait. I can debug that, but I'm curious. Why is that bad for you?
The thing that the animals are I think they should be treated like that way, okay.
So I'm assuming you were talking about factory farming, right?
Yeah, that's stuff. Yeah.
So why is factory farming bad?
because they have bad conditions. Also, those kind of animals are. I have a colleague that worked there and told me that, for example, they have some hormones and genetic modifications that, for example, a part of the body that is really a tasty one and sold very well, sell very well. They modify them so it's not a good behavior to take care of animals.
So if I told you there's a study from Germany
Yeah.
that inspected around 1,000 dairy farms, and they found that factory farming is almost similar. So large farms are almost similar in animal welfare to small farms.
Okay.
Because while on large farms, as you said, while on small farms, as you said, animals get a little bit more space, they get a little bit of time with farmers. On large farms, what happens is that they have access to veterinarian, they have standards put in place, and there's less of a chance that animals get mistreated because it's on a large farm, so there's standards. So would you still say that factory farming is wrong then?
I'm not saying, I'm not transmitting my, for example, you already saw see some documentaries about chickens, for example, that are in those little cages. I am against that, but I agree with that.
But you're okay with killing chicken for something you don't need?
The purpose is I'm gonna eat the chicken.
But you don't need to eat them, right? Just like you don't need to eat dogs, you don't need to eat chickens also. You can eat plant-based,
Also,
right?
Yeah.
So if you can get everything that your body needs and you can enjoy your food from consuming plant-based products, then when you choose animal products, you are doing something that is cruel and unjust towards them because there's no need for it, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's okay, yeah.
It's not funny what you
It's
said.
okay. Just let them do their thing and then they move on.
I agree what you say. I agree. I think the mindset in the near future must be against those kind of animal problems. I agree. But just want to say something. For example, medicine depends of this kind of studies in animals.
Not always. So some of it. So studying on animals, doing studies on animals, is actually one of the least productive things we can do. And nowadays we have alternatives. We have organs on chips, and we have others alternatives.
I do agree what you're saying. In my experience, because I'm a doctor, and so what I'm saying that there's some kind of things that we must use an animal to take care of our health, for example. But when you say some shallow things like, for example, cosmetics, I don't agree with that kind of studies.
Wait, but so for cosmetics you said it's wrong.
Yes.
Is it wrong also for food?
No, I think it's also wrong for food.
So it's wrong also for food?
Yes.
Because it's optional.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that if there's a need for it, you can
Yes.
kind of justify it, but if there's no need for it,
I
it's
can
wrong.
think yes.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I still think even if there's no need, like for example, let's say I have a disease because you're a doctor, and I want to cure it, but then I found the cure and I want to test it, and let's say there's no animals on this planet. Would it be fair if I start testing it on you?
No.
No. So you see, it's still my responsibility, and I should test it on myself, right? So,
Yeah, but it's
life.
even.
It's life.
But
it's not even on camera.
but this is sound.
Yeah.
I think I can argue in two ways. The first thing, it's human to human.
Yeah.
So you are not comparing the same. Because when you're talking about another animal, for example, a dog, I'm not comparing a human being with a dog, okay? and so and also our politics doesn't allow us to test on
Legality, yeah, I know.
I know. It's there is also no. I'm lying about that. There's a stage 4 in the medicine in the when
Clinical
we,
trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also do that kind
We
of
also
stuff.
do, but we do it consensually.
Of
for
course.
humans, right? So, but let me ask you because, like, we can talk about that for a long time, and it's very interesting conversation. But going forward, like, I know what you did in the past, but going forward, is there any way you can justify continuing your consumption of animal products and still think it's right to do so?
I don't eat meat.
You don't eat meat.
No, I
but you
don't.
eat dairy products.
Sorry?
Do you consume dairy products?
For example, you're talking about milk and
Cheese.
only yogurts.
Yeah. But why not? Do you live here? Where do you live?
I live in Portugal.
You live in Portugal.
Yeah.
You have plant-based yogurts, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, do you know what cows go through for milk? Like just on a regular farm, right?
Yeah.
They still have to be pregnant, right, to
Of
produce
course,
milk?
of course.
Do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers decide for them?
Decide for them, of course.
If we did that to a human being, would it be good?
No.
No. So when the babies are born, because if the babies stay with the mother, they drink the milk.
Yeah.
So farmers take away the baby so that they don't drink the milk.
Of course.
If the baby is born male, they're classed as a useless product, so they kill them. If the baby is born female, every year they impregnate them just like their mothers. Every year they take their babies, they take their milk, and at some point they kill them. Do you know when?
No.
When they can no longer get them pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happens at a quarter of their natural lifespan. Is that something you want to be part of? This whole
No.
sexual exploitation of animals? and all that?
No.
So why not go vegan then?
I'm doing like a transition.
Doing a transition.
Yeah, but yeah, I do agree what you're saying. So, but also I think it's a kind of behavior that I must adopt. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How
but,
many more animals should be exploited and killed for you until you go vegan?
You're a tough one.
It's a tough one, yeah, I know.
I'll think about it, but I do agree.
How about this? I give you a card. You watch one video, either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay.
They just appear if you scan this here.
Okay.
And until you watch this video, you don't consume any animal products.
Was a horror movie that I'm gonna
Say it again.
It's like horror?
No. So, I mean, Dominion, they will show you what animals go through. So if you cannot stomach the blood and everything, watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. That just talks about eggs, dairy, all of it. And
Okay.
after you watch that, like connect with it and ask yourself if you want to be part of it. That's it. And you have resources to help you go vegan if not, okay? Like there's a thing here called Challenge 22. They
Okay.
hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan. But you're a doctor, you should have no issues knowing how to get nutrition. I'm
Okay.
assuming, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I will see.
You'll see?
Okay. Yeah.
And no more animal products until you watch one of those.
We have an agreement.
We have an
Okay.
agreement. I appreciate you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
What was your name? Oh, Mafalda.
Yeah,
I remember.
Mafala, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Chip.
Okay.
You have my YouTube channel there if you want to listen to the conversations back.
Okay.
And I don't know, have an awesome day, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye. That's it, everybody. That's it. We had another conversation. Okay, let me put this one here because I think I want to go home now. Well, actually, you know what? While I'm here, instead of that, let's just put the whole vegan one. That will get people. Nobody will stop by now. There you go. I put the vegan sign up. Let's see how many people stop by now. That's it, yeah. I think you were a bit too hard on her. Yeah, I'm assuming you're not vegan because if you think that was hard, then that's what you usually assume. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you for the donations. I will be back. I think you made at least one vegan since Betray. I think I made at least one person almost vegan. I'm not sure if they are, but a lot of animals will be saved in the process. I might be back tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to give a shout out, by the way. Shout out to Dracolomb. I think Dracolomb and Lewis.
What for life is
were
this?
the
What for life is this? If you're not vegan, you're vegan. You support the vegan.
What does it say?
If you're not vegan, you're supporting the
Can I go in the live view?
You are with vegans.
What do you?
I respect animals,
You
yes.
respect animals.
Yeah.
Yes, you are vegan.
Yeah.
But you
do
support
do?
only this animal, or you support all the animals?
All animals.
All the animals.
Keep
You're
going.
right, you're right.
Keep going.
Keep
But,
going.
what's
Are you guys vegan or yourselves?
No, I tried vegan food, but I'm not vegan. But why are you vegan?
Because I respect animals. I think animals deserve to live just like you and me.
Maar if you drink milk, it's not also vegan.
No, but for milk. For milk.
Zie je, ik heb hem daar. Nu gaat hij vol
Ja, heb je hem? Hij heeft hem. Als je melk drinkt, ben je dan vegan of niet?
Nee, melk is niet vegan.
So for milk, somebody has to jerk off a bull.
Yes.
Then they use the sperm
Yeah.
and inject it in the vagina of a cow. They hold their cervix. They put this is standard practice. Then for milk,
Ja, joh, stik maar.
they take away the baby. They keep them isolated so that they don't drink their mother's milk.
Why?
Because if they stay with their mother, they would drink the milk, and it's a
But that-
business for them.
Is that
What the
good?
answer is, you are vegan if you drink milk or
No.
not? No.
No, because milk does the same thing to animals.
But
They-
you don't kill a cow.
They
Yeah,
do.
You milk him.
Do you know when they kill the dairy cows?
No.
When they can no longer get them pregnant.
But you can eat cows, yeah? You can eat cows.
I
You kill them.
I can
But
eat
if you
whatever I
drink
want.
milk-
I choose not to eat anybody. I choose not to eat any individual who can think, who can feel.
Yeah, but if you milk the cow, does it hurt? Does it
But-
hurt the cow?
No, but you kill the babies.
Or the
Why?
baby's inside?
Why?
No, the baby. So when the baby, so in order for a cow to produce milk,
Yeah.
they have to have a baby.
Yeah.
They're like us. They're mammals.
Yeah.
When the baby is born,
Yeah.
they take away the baby from the mother because if they stay with the mother, they drink their milk. So they separate the baby. That's already fucked up in my opinion. To take away the baby from a mother is insane.
But the baby needs to drink the milk.
No, the baby is fed formula. Have you been into Amsterdam Bos, the goat farm? So there's a goat farm in Amsterdam Bos. If you go there, you will notice that the babies are separated from the mothers, and you will also notice that there's a machine where they take formula and water, and that's what they feed the babies with. So they don't feed them
If you
milk.
milk the cow, you hurt the baby.
It's not about milking the cow. Milking the cow is not the problem. The problem is that you inseminate them, so you sexually exploit them by that.
Yeah.
You take away the baby. If the baby is born male, they're considered useless to the industry, so they kill them. And if they're female, they repeatedly do this all over again. And when they can no longer get them pregnant, they kill them.
It's like, hoe zeg je fokken?
It's a fucked up industry.
Yeah,
It's
nee,
fucked
nee,
up.
I understand, but you can't milk. Everybody needs milk.
You don't. You can thrive without it. You can live. You can be healthy without it.
But a baby works with milk. He
A
needs
baby,
milk.
but the
He
baby
needs to grow.
needs their mother milk. It doesn't need the cow's milk.
Yeah, I understand.
You
I understand you.
Well, I'll give you a card. Look, watch the minion.
Okay, I watch. Yeah.
Watch it, okay? You'll
can
understand
we go
what
live?
Yeah.
Live
That's
day?
it. That's it. Yeah.
Nee, you live day.
Yeah. Say that again. Oh, you have my YouTube channel also there.
Is it on YouTube? Of,
Yeah, it's on
Insta?
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Hello YouTube. A shout out to this guy.
Hey, cheers, man.
Hey,
Have a
keep
good
going,
evening.
man.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Okay, that's it. We had one more conversation without even wanting it. But they were willing, they were nice, they were having conversations, they were listening. It's kind of nice when you have people who actually listen and have conversations, right? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I think this time I will actually leave. I will go consume the rest of my 800 calories that I have to eat. Get some more protein in. I might be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. Depends on how well I sleep tonight. If I'm back tomorrow, I'll be back for an hour or two before we do We the Free outreach, because we do We the Free outreach tomorrow. So I might be back tomorrow at 12 a.m. And if not, I'll be back on Monday. Do you agree with the sign?
If you're not vegan, you support need. Oh, fuck off.
How many people you got?
Oh, you don't agree?
So you're vegan.
They'll
Yeah.
talk, they'll
Right,
talk.
so we have to try and persuade you.
Do you agree with the sign?
No.
If you're
No.
not vegan, you're supporting.
Do you know it is logically true?
Not really, no.
It is impossible for it to not be true. Can I tell you why?
Why? Okay.
Because vegan means opposing needless animal exploitation.
Alright, at the same time,
So if you're not vegan, you're supporting needless animal exploitation.
But at the same time, you're damaging our world. Can I speak or?
Yeah, if you're, but you gotta come over here.
How many
yeah.
viewers
But-
are on there?
I don't know, like 100 or something. I don't
He's
know.
right.
But I'll hold this if you don't mind. Yeah.
Right. So, if you're a wild animal before humans, fucking populated the world, fucking big old shops and that, you just go at you like a lion, fucking catching his prey. I'd go and eat a cow for days, mate. I'd eat loads of cows, to be honest.
Would you eat
Fucking-
dogs?
No,
not dogs.
No,
But
'cause
you're,
there's-
yeah, it depends where you're at.
yeah, China eat dogs.
In China,
China
you eat dogs.
I wouldn't. That's
I'll
preference.
buy a dog,
That's
so-
preference. If I wanted to, I could.
Okay, but do you think that you should? Do you think to the dog? Do you think if you put a dog into a slaughterhouse, they feel the same as if you put a cow into a slaughterhouse?
Yeah, definitely.
So then, do you think that from the perspective of the victim?
So as a,
Do you think from the perspective of the victim, is there any difference what their species is? Do you think you should really be discriminating? If you're born a dog, you deserve love. If you're born a cow, you
Yeah,
deserve to be
well,
chopped into pieces.
Yeah, no, agreed
it depends,
with that.
doesn't it? So,
Agree with that. But are you not damaging our world more by your produce coming over?
You mean environmentally speaking?
Yeah.
No, so it takes
So-
six times more land to produce 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein. 6 times more land.
6 times more. But at the same time, but how much is that going over from wherever it's been produced to here?
It doesn't matter. The cost of
But it does
transport.
though, doesn't
no,
it?
it doesn't. Like
Because
all of this is taken into consideration environmentally. You can look. You can watch the IPCC. IPCC is the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change. They're essentially the experts in environmentalism, and they literally say that a plant-based diet is the most sustainable diet you can have.
Hey, no, you speak. Can I ask you a question?
Regardless, sure.
When was last time you ate meat?
11 years ago.
11
And
years
do you
how
feel
did you
any
find it?
healthier or weaker or anything like
I
that?
actually didn't feel any particular
So
difference.
when-
Actually consuming, I feel a little bit more. I feel like I have a bit more stamina because
Stamina?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so do I.
right, so this is a serious point I want to bring up. So,
Yeah.
say you don't eat meat yet.
Yeah.
Say you went to the supermarket and wanted to eat meat, and there's all meat lined up, ready to be bought.
Does that make you feel ill?
No. So it makes no difference you buying that because it's already done. Do
But
you
what
know what I
happens?
mean?
So if you buy it,
already
it's
done
off
now,
the
yeah.
shelf.
Yeah.
They have to
So
buy
it's a-
another
so
so that they
it's
put it
so
on the
it's a-
shelf. It's supply and demand.
Can I just
So that
say-
means another animal
It's
will
not
lose
that-
their life so that they
It's
fulfill
the way I
that
look at it,
shelf.
someone's going to eat that, so it may as well be you.
Well, no, it's not.
Can
It's
I just
supply and
say,
demand.
so
it's simple. It's
That's your diet, isn't it?
What
So-
means you just eat like
Hang on, no, hang on.
But veganism
Salad.
is not a diet.
At the end of the day,
No, but that's-
humans are meant to.
that's-
We're omnivores, aren't we? We're not vegetarians.
That's
we're not.
your life.
It means we can thrive by consuming
Yeah,
animal
either way,
products,
exactly,
and we
yeah.
can thrive by consuming
So
plant-based
I was-
products. So if we're being cruel and unjust towards animals
It's-
when we consume animal
so
products,
is a lion,
why would you choose?
So when a lion eats a zebra, is that cruel?
Yeah, it is, but the lion doesn't have any
But
choice. You
yeah,
do.
so we don't have a choice either.
You do. You can choose to not consume
But I
animal
want to eat
products.
meat. You know what I mean?
So you want to. You
Yeah.
don't do it out of need. You do it out of
Yeah, but a
want.
lion wants to as
So
well.
wait, does a want morally justify being cruel to
Yeah,
an
but
innocent sentient
it's-
being?
It comes to the fact
Is
of.
there any fit
Mon-
girls on here?
No.
No.
Right,
No,
so
all vegans.
But can I just say, so your diet plant-based, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone in the
So-
chat just said I think about the future.
I was 20 stone 6 months ago,
Okay.
and I still eat meat, and I've lost 9.5 stone in 3 months.
Yeah. So calorie deficit is.
So there's calorie deficit, but there's also
Right, look at the chat,
eating
by the way.
meat, and
It's so you lose
Yeah, so-
you lose weight by being in a caloric deficit.
but that's not true though, is it?
It is. I'm a certified
But
nutritionist. Yeah.
How is that true though?
It is.
'Cause
That's the
I've-
way our energy works in
I've
your
changed
body.
my diet the tiniest bit.
You
and-
probably consume less calories now. That's the only way to lose weight. You may eat You may only eat, you know, broccoli has very little calories.
Yeah,
if you can
but
eat,
I'm also eating
listen,
a
if
big
you're gonna eat a fuck ton of calories coming from broccoli, you're still
Can
gonna
you keep it
consume.
PG, please?
You're still gonna consume. You're still gonna get fatter. If you
Well,
consume more,
how's that true though?
if you consume more calories than you expend, you will get fatter. It's simple.
Yeah, but
you'll gain weight, not necessarily
are you
fat,
talk-
because it depends on your metabolism. If you're working out.
Yeah,
and
but
all
if your
that stuff.
metabolism is. Yeah, but if you're eating meat and you're still in a calorie deficit, you can still eat meat.
You can listen. You can consume animal products. I'm not saying you can't consume animal products. I'm saying that
So-
when you
so what
consume
is-
animal
so
products,
what is your
an innocent animal gets. You're being violent towards an innocent animal when
Yeah,
you
but
consume animal products.
so what is your
what's your dinner
what's
when
your
you eat now?
reason of being
Say that
like salad or?
I don't eat salad. No, I actually.
What do you eat? So
just
say
the
you know,
same thing, but
breakfast.
plant-based.
What do you have for breakfast?
Pasta, rice, bean. Oh, for breakfast because I go to the gym every morning.
Yeah.
pure protein? That's
well,
what
I have
you
a protein shake afterwards.
Yeah, you have pure
Oh,
protein.
protein, yeah.
So
yeah, there's
so
plant-based protein.
What about
what's
lunch?
your-
What are you talking about lunch?
Lunch. So today, for example, I had pasta. Simple, just pasta. I had pasta bolognese.
Where are you getting your
instead-
protein from?
Well, instead of meat, for example, if you want to replace meat, you can easily replace it with
Well,
like
it's
some
not
form
good
of soy
for you,
products.
though.
And
It's not good.
You
It's
know
not
what?
soy
Soy
good
products.
for
Soy.
you.
Yeah.
It's not good for you to
Yeah,
have
like
soy
tofu, like
products.
tempeh.
It's
Yeah, they
not-
are. Yeah.
Why is it though?
Because they're high in protein. They're low in calories and they have
But
phytoestrogens.
the more manufactured,
Do you know what phytoestrogens are?
Yeah, but the more manufactured.
Phytoestrogens.
But the more manufactured than having pure
No, so-
bolognese
no.
meatballs. They are.
No,
And you
so-
know what they are?
so first of all,
They
that's
are.
not true.
Because the more manufactured.
Like, I don't know why you keep your hands in your pants and all that stuff.
To be fair, I'm not
It's
on
making
camera.
me a bit uncomfortable.
To be fair, I'm not on camera.
That's fair. You're not on camera, but I still see you with your hand in your pants, so it's making me uncomfortable.
Right, no, because we've been having a serious conversation.
No,
there.
yeah.
Fuck that. Right, no, because
You
move, because I'm having a conversation with him. It's more manufactured having.
It's more processed.
It's more processed.
It's not more processed.
It is.
Well, let me explain to you why it is not more processed. Because meat is something that, if you imagine this, if you kill an animal right now, how long does it take until the meat goes bad?
Depends on the time you killed it.
Come on, you know it goes bad fast, and they have to
No, it
process
depends
the meat.
on the time
But
you killed it.
Even either way,
You killed it.
I don't really care. The idea is that something being processed doesn't make it inherently unhealthy. You know that.
No,
right?
it does. It
No,
does.
it doesn't.
No,
So
it does.
The problem is, in
It
general,
does.
is ultra-processed
So if you-
foods,
if you-
and the reason why
get on the
ultra-processed
cam.
foods are unhealthy is because of high saturated fat or high salt content.
if you
None of
eat-
which have. Hey, come on.
If you eat,
Come on, like behave. Come on.
no, because we are having a serious conversation, aren't we? If you eat meat and it's produced and it's then sold, that's produced meat, isn't it? That's regged on meat. So if you eat if you eat.
Listen, if you can find a
By
way,
the way-
let me ask you this: if you find a way to be as healthy as you can be on a plant-based diet, how can you justify being violent towards animals?
Can I give a shout out to the veggie sausages? Because they're fucking amazing.
Veggie sausages?
Veggie sausages are
Sure,
amazing.
why not? Give veggie sausages a try.
Veggie sausages are amazing, mate.
There you go.
I had them on the way up here.
There you go.
Hey,
You can have
Belter,
excellent
but we're still
plant-based
having a serious
food.
conversation.
Yeah.
Right, serious
So
note.
listen.
So, no, because you're talking about produced meat. So what's the difference between produced meat
Listen,
and
you gotta
the
stop. You
produce-
gotta stop for a second and think about yourself this way. If you can thrive, if you can be as healthy as you can be on a plant-based diet, whether you eat processed foods or not is up to you.
But
if
what you
can-
need is meat.
No, if I can give you resources
it
to
is.
help you on a plant-based diet and thrive on that diet, do you
Shoot
think
him on his
you
bed.
can you morally justify being violent towards animals?
The whole justice system is,
I don't know, 114.
the whole justice system is based off.
Have you got a big following?
Shut up.
Oh, like 4,000 people.
The whole justice system is based off a meat system, a meat diet. You need meat to survive.
You don't.
do.
That's scientifically
No.
inaccurate. You can thrive on a plant-based diet.
No. That's your point of view.
No, that's
but
science.
that's logically
I'm a
speaking.
certified nutritionist. That's science. You
So
can thrive on a plant-based diet.
I'm a heart surgeon.
Choose a life.
and you need meat.
What exactly do you need from meat that you can't get from plants?
Because what do you mean? What do you need from meat? that you can't get from plants?
Exactly.
Meat is more pure than recreational.
Dude, if you're a heart surgeon
diet.
and you're saying and you're committing an appeal to nature fallacy right now,
No,
I don't think you should be committing an appeal to nature fallacy because that wouldn't make you a very good surgeon. Just saying.
Is there any nice places around here, by the way?
Any nice places? What do you
For
mean
like
by that?
bevy?
For light?
Yeah, for a drink.
For drinks? I don't know. I don't usually go around here, but I'm assuming all of these places have nice places for drinks.
So do you consume cannabis? Because it's like
I do smoke weed, yeah.
Yeah, smoke weed.
Yeah.
So this is your mad like weed smoking thing, innit? Just like stoner thoughts, innit?
I mean, I'm not stoned right now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, guys.
I'm gonna
I'm just
write you
saying.
on
You
the
don't
wrong-
need to consume animal products. You don't have to trust me on that. You can look it up.
So you don't need to, but so it's people's choice, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but do you think it should be a choice to be violent towards animals?
So
It
some-
is
some
violent,
animal-
you can
so
acknowledge
it's the
that.
same as like I'd say like horse racing, you know.
Yeah,
People
it's all
like
violent,
no.
yeah.
So
Hey,
someone clip it, clip. So, some people say, you know, horse racing, it should be banned. You know, in England,
you
like
say?
horse
It
racing is
should be,
massive.
yeah, it should be.
So you'll say, do you agree there should be?
Yeah, it should be.
So the horses.
Do you not like horse racing? No.
It's
No,
they're brought up.
They're still killed, you know.
They're,
and
they're
they can
brought
move
up.
on.
They're brought up so well. You know what I mean? They have like such a nice life, and then people say it should be banned. They do.
Well,
They really do.
Can I give you a card? Just look into it. They don't. Just watch the Minion, okay? They don't.
Go on, I'll take the card.
It was an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
All the best. Okay.
They don't. They don't.
I like these different.
I know what you. I know what you
points of
mean.
view.
I know from your perspective what you think it is.
Yeah, definitely,
But
but-
if you look it up, you will see that it is incredibly
Yeah,
violent
but-
and cruel.
But this right now is not going to stop me from eating meat. Obviously, you want it's
I
what
can't
you want.
make
No,
choices
no,
for
obviously,
you.
but like it won't stop you. I'll be eating meat. I love lamb. I love steak. Medium rare is fucking like.
I can't make choices for you.
Exactly, yeah,
But you gotta ask yourself if all of this
burgers-
justifies the violence towards animals.
No, burgers are heavy. Like I like dub fucking mackies. Like,
Is it
couldn't get
really
rid of
justified to
Mackies.
be? Come on, man. We're talking about violence towards animals.
So, like, I love lamb. You know, fucking heavy lamb. Like doner kebab. What do late
Listen,
night?
I understand you like the taste of their flesh,
and double cheeseburgers.
but somebody liking the taste of your flesh does not
Yeah.
justify them taking your life,
Like
does
double
it?
cheeseburger from Mackey's head.
Okay.
And,
Okay, so you got a card. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Have a good one. Okay. Have a good evening. Yeah. Okay. Have a good evening, guys. Cheers.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. See you
Yeah.
later.
Cheers.
Bye. Sorry, mate. Thanks.
Yeah. No worries. Okay, everybody. I'm put away the signs. Not even the vegan sign doesn't deter them. I can wear any sign here. Everybody, they see me with a camera. They want to have a conversation with me. It's pretty simple, I guess. It's an insane thing. Marcos, hey, nice to see you here, Marcos. Yeah, I need to run fast because otherwise everybody will come back and want to have a conversation with me. It's getting even more insane, huh? They blocked off the gates for bikes, so it's gonna be insane. But you know what? Actually, before I go, how about I take you with me, like I normally do? Like we go around a little bit, show you a little bit of the place. It's 9:30. Yeah, it is 9:30. Yes, let's show you a little bit around. Okay. Let's see how I do this. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. Okay. Nice. Okay. Well, this is a really touristy party area, so it's gonna get even crazier, I think, later. Okay, now you're not gonna believe this, everybody, but a bird. No, it's YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
What's your? I'll follow you. Like.
Yeah, sure. Let me.
Will this get like uploaded or not?
I mean, it's live, so it's
Like, do you re-upload the lives after or?
I mean, they stay live. They stay there. So.
The chip guy.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, do you make money from this?
Not enough, because I actually pay a lot more for other stuff. So I have to pay for cards and stuff. So.
Awareness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have to pay for camera and all this. I don't actually.
Sub, mate, don't worry.
Hey, cheers, man. Cheers.
Legend.
Yeah.
I like that you like Rick and Morty.
I do like Rick and Morty. Yeah.
Hey, big guy holding a big rock.
Yeah.
Say
it again.
420 blazer.
Force many blazers.
420 blazer. Are you 420 blazer?
Do you smoke weed?
Oh yeah, I do smoke weed. Yeah, 420 blazer. That's what you were saying. I didn't get that from the accent. Yeah.
Hey, come in area 52. Have a joint.
Oh no, not tonight. No, because I have. But I appreciate you guys.
Come on.
No.
Area 52. Come on. Hey, it's got your name written all over it.
No, I got shit to do. I got shit to do tonight and in the morning. No, it's okay. No, enjoy your time, guys.
I'll see you later, mate.
Nice to meet you.
Cheers, guys.
Legend.
See you soon.
Nice, guys. Mark J, a vegan world seems like a hopeless goal, but one time only one person didn't believe that the sun revolves around the earth. I completely agree with you, Mark J. Okay, so let me try and see if I can. So as I was saying just now, before this guy came again, a bird pooped on my microphone. Yeah, a bird pooped on my microphone. Like there's literally a 5mm thickness, and they pooped on that 5mm thickness. That's in support of us being animal rights, I guess. But it happens. Okay, so actually, I don't know if I should use this one. Let me use the other one. Sorry. I want to get you off this rack and then show you around a little bit. Give me a little bit of time. Trying to find the best way to do that. It's protein. Sure. Good luck. Yeah. I mean, oh, it's because I sit right under a pole. So it's only normal. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the phone from the. Going to show it to us. I don't think I can show it to you. Let me see if I can. Oh, can you see it? Yeah, you see it. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna remove the charger. Let's see if you can still hear me. Can you guys hear me okay now? Audio is okay, perfect. Okay, that's nice. So that's number one problem. Okay, I grab the arm, and what I'm gonna do is put you on that, and then pack up the tripod. Give me a second. There's always so much to pack, huh? I wish I had a bigger backpack to put on the tripod and everything with me. But they're so expensive. Fucking Christ! I don't get it why everything is so expensive these days, isn't it? Like I was looking at the price of a backpack. By the way, everybody, I cannot see what you're typing. I'll check in a second. But I was looking at the price of a backpack. And it's like 200 euros. Who the hell pays 200 euros? Like this backpack that I have, I got it for free for my previous work. Who pays that much money for a backpack? Who's got that kind of money? Like that's insane to me. I always just thought the backpack is like at most 500 euros, not 500, sorry, not 200. And 200 was the cheap, shitty one. Like that's insane to me. It wasn't even the good one, it was the cheap one. Jesus Christ. But that's the thing, you know, when you want a backpack that does everything that you needed, I'm guessing they base themselves on the fact that, well, you're a professional, you need it, so you have equipment, therefore you must have money. But little do they know that I do not. Joke's on them. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So let me see. I'll turn around the camera and show you a little bit. So this is Rembrandt line. It's kind of nice. There's these restaurants here. Well, I've been sitting on this next to this light, and all the people here at the restaurants that have been coming, everybody who's been talking to me has been coming from this restaurant. They've been coming and talking to me, and yeah, let me show you a little bit around. So it's actually a pretty good spot. Huh? I think I should come here more often. It's kind of nice to. The weather is starting to be good. Aside from the drunk people, I think some of the conversations were actually pretty good. That looks badass. Yeah, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It's a pretty cool area. And then if you look down there, there's a nice little clock as you see in the distance. There's a tram line, people just walking, minding their own business. It's mostly tourists, by the way, in this area. It's not an area where locals actually wander, unless maybe they're up for parties. And I go around. Normally there's a bike lane that just goes through it, but tonight it is blocked because they expect, I guess, a lot of people. Somebody asked, why am I live? I'm live because I try to speak to people, try to get them to go vegan, try to get them to respect animals. Mark J, oh my God, thank you so much. Let me like this. Oh my God, Mark J, thank you so much. Jesus, thank you for the donation, I appreciate it. You know, all this actually does help me. I have gotten a really cool thing for bike rides. I've gotten a really cool thing where, okay, let me sit down actually for a second and tell you guys. So I found a really cool thing to attach the camera to the bike, and I tested it out these days. It is a little bit shaky from time to time, but I think I can easily take you on a bike ride from now on. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, look at this. It's a party area. It's pretty cool. Like, I don't even know if you can hear the guys going like party, party or something. So yeah, so I think kind of, I also sent those money from that stream that you guys have sent, and I donated it to the Hakuna Matata Animal Sanctuary, and I think I will want to try to do some streams like that. I really appreciate that, where anything that you guys donate, I send it to an animal sanctuary. Not all of them can be like that, sadly, because I also need to fund everything that I'm doing here. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who's donating and helping out, because I just want you to know that everything, all that money goes back into speaking up for animals. It's not for myself or anything. So yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that one. Let me also turn this around and show you a little bit more around. Wow, I haven't been here in a while myself. Tone says more towards a new backpack. Tone, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for making donations. I appreciate that. Normally here there were a lot of statues of people, but now it's just this one statue of, I think it's an astronaut, if I'm not mistaken. It's an astronaut that's thinking, kind of interesting there. There's some people hugging, and then there's a statue of Rembrandt. There were a lot of statues here from a fight or something, I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it's a very lively place for sure. And Benji, in that case, Benji, thank you so much. I feel kind of bad, everybody, that you guys are donating. Thank you, I appreciate it. It obviously helps. Yeah, there's also, because it's evening, there will be a lot of crazy people here. But just gonna walk with you guys for a little bit, walking through a nice part. Gonna take a little bit of a detour to my bike, just to show you a little bit of everything. Chip, before you were about to give Speedy Dracolomb a shout out, but we're interrupted by the drunk. So shout out to Speedy Dracolomb and Lewis, by the way. I feel like Lewis, you're always the first to say first with a U, but also sometimes you are very close to Dracolomb when you comment. Like both of you are quite speedy on this whole matter. Let me turn it around, show you a little bit of this. We are together with you. Yeah, exactly. Look, you see what I see now as I walk through this area. There's a lot of people on the street and a lot of party people, as you can see. Sometimes I do like to sit next to that tower and do activism. It's kind of nice also there. Vegan places around, I honestly don't know, but I know that all the places in this area do have vegan options. So that's already a pretty good thing, if you ask me. Like, I would still support the vegan places if I can, but honestly I don't know which ones are vegan. Let me show you also a really cool thing here that I particularly really like. So there's this cinema here. It's called the Tuchinski. And the architecture is insanely beautiful. It's just a nice theater. I haven't gone to a movie in forever, I think. And there's an Alberheim to go. I would want to show you just how easy it is if you go into this store to get a plant-based options, because it's almost definitely full of plant-based options. Maybe not now because it's evening, but yeah, there's always options. It's kind of ridiculous how people try to find justifications as how difficult it is, but every store that you see here, oh, and there's actually a store that is completely vegan also right here. If you think about it, there's a restaurant here called Mao's where they make falafels, delicious falafels. Yeah. There's also some people enjoying it. But the minute you go outside of that area, of course, it's not as busy anymore. Oh, there's a tram coming, I should probably get out of the way. And as you walk down the street, not so many people. And then until I walk to my bike, you'll just have to walk with me for a little bit. Yeah, I don't really go out a lot. I'm not a person who goes out, so I don't really know the changes or everything that is here. Like, look at this little thing. Look how cool this is. Little ducklings. A store just for little ducklings. I'm sure they have them kind of in every city nowadays. But that's still pretty cool. I have one of those ducklings also at home. There's this thing in software engineering called rubber ducking, where essentially you're talking to a rubber duck just to explain an issue that you're having. You in Amsterdam? Yes, I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in Amsterdam. Walking around, going to my bike now. I really appreciate everybody. You know, a lot of the times I'm so nervous going out on the street on my own, but doing live outreach always just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, we're gonna come back into the also the crowdedness of it. I really went and got one. It's so good. I don't know what you mean, but I hope what you got respected the life of animals, because otherwise, what's the point? How can you put your own taste buds above the life of a sentient being? Huh? It's a cheeseburger. I hope it's a vegan one, because otherwise, again, you're putting your taste buds or your convenience on top of a whole existence of an animal. And imagine this, you right now, you're consuming a cheeseburger, whatever it is that you want, you'll be done with it within 5 or 10 minutes. And that you just erase the whole existence of a sentient being. And you will forget about this in a couple of weeks. You'll forget about it and you'll move on with your life. And that whole animal, well, they lost everything because of you. So, yeah, not really nice. You've got to consider the victims. Sometimes I get a little bit discouraged. Sometimes I get a little bit discouraged from this whole, wait, let's see what's happening here. I'm just gonna show you guys. I think they're gonna run. Let's see what's going on. This is kind of funny. This is the shit that happens when. Jesus Christ. I swear to God, it's so fun to just not be drunk while people are being drunk and doing stupid shit. It's so fun to watch. Yeah. Wild. What I was saying before is that it's very discouraging sometimes, you know, to the fact that so many people don't seem to understand this perspective of the victims. That we're kind of always fighting uphill, trying to get people. Oh, let me show you also again the rest. That we're always kind of just going uphill against the current, trying to get people to understand the perspective. Mark says, don't be discouraged. I am. It's only normal that we are from time to time, isn't it? Nothing we can do really about it, right? We do our best, we fight, but at the end of the day, all of these people, I feel like they're just trying to find justifications and they refuse to be in any form or sense logical or even trying to be empathetical towards it. It's like, you tell me what to do, I will do whatever I want, okay? Like this person who came into this stream just saying that they had a cheeseburger. Like, what's the point of that? What exactly do you think you'll stand to gain from that? Like, I'm just like, I don't understand sometimes why people do some things. And I get it, you go for your emotions, whatever bullshit you want to say, but like, if you go and only work through your emotions and do something that is highly illogical and irrational, then at least don't claim intellectual superiority over other beings that do the same as you. Admit that you're the same as them, and don't pay for them to be exploited and slaughtered for you. Let me turn it around again. So this is a nice bridge. My bike is somewhere over here. Oh look, there's a little boat also. Walking nice by the canals. Yeah. I'm having a glass of wine now, says DJ Ara. Well, you know what? I still have some what do you call it, Huel to drink. So I'm just gonna, let's do the same thing that we did last time. I'll drink my Huel here with you guys. I'm next to my bike anyway. It's not very crowded here. And I don't know, we can have a little bit of a nice time together. Okay. It's a little bit more dark than last time, but that's okay. I have a nice German beer with vegan logo on it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've also been kind of wrestling with the idea of creating an actual good schedule for the week for all of us. Some days where I do activism, some days where we just sit together and watch something and just chill a little bit. I feel like we all need these moments, you know, where we just come together, talk and chill. Oh my god, what a view. Yeah, it's quite a nice view, right? The little arch there next to the bridge. What flavor Huel? I think it's banana. I have banana today. What? This dude out there trying to change minds whilst blocking people he disagrees with in his comments. I don't know what you mean. I have never blocked anybody. If some of the moderators have blocked you, they have blocked you if you've been spamming. I don't think anybody has blocked you in any comments or anything. I think you need to understand that YouTube does not allow comments. In fact, sometimes YouTube actually blocks my comments. Itaji, do you think eating vegan burger that was on the same grill as real meat problematic? Some restaurants does that. I don't think that's an issue. I mean, you're not creating more exploitation or anything. I think that's a little bit like, that's a bit of virtue signaling, isn't it? Like, how dare you cook my food at the same place? I think unless you're allergic or something, there's no need for it. I don't know, but that's my perspective. I also know somebody who has a problem with that stuff. But yeah. Non-discrimination is a philosophy and ideology. Does this make discrimination okay? Exactly. Spammers and people with no manners will be banned. Exactly. The thing is, we're all trying to have productive conversations about all of this. We're not just trying to get people, listen, you have to do it like I do. Like, we're trying to get people to understand the perspective of it, right? If you're just coming in the chat and just going with like ridiculous arguments with like, oh, look at this excuse. By the way, before everything, let me show you something really cool. Look at this car. It's one of those giant American cars. So, as I was saying, if you're just coming to the chat with the excuses and you're not even listening, then you're not engaging in the productive conversation. You're not even trying to understand the perspective. You're just coming up with excuses, trying to make yourself, either you're trying to make us look bad or stupid, because I know that why trolls come into comments. They're like, oh, you vegans think this or not that. Look at how absurd that sounds. Well, look at how cruel and not absurd it is for you to force an innocent animal into a slaughterhouse for something you don't need. Look how cruel that is. Is it absurd that we care about chickens? Sure, you can see it that way, that it's absurd that we care about such a small being. But from the perspective of that small being, it is not absurd, and they appreciate that. I would assume. I don't know if I don't think they can, or the fact that they're in a position where they don't even have the time, even if they could, because chickens are killed at 40 days, for fuck's sake. They can live 10 years and they're killed at 40 fucking days. That's insane to me. Imagine that. 40 days. Imagine your whole life being, let's see, 40 days, 1% of your whole life. Your whole life being 1 year. Somebody growing you up to 1 year or two. Let's imagine the best case scenario to, hey, hell, let's put 3 years. And then taking your life. And all of it, and doing that repeatedly to all of your generations of family, your friends and everybody, and saying, well, I get taste pleasure out of it. Come on. How can you, like, it's just not genuine to come into a comment and then come with the most ridiculous arguments like, well, lions eat meat. Come on, lions don't breed into existence 80 billion land animals and 1 trillion sea creatures just so that we can exploit and slaughter them. Come on. Nah, none of it. And even if we wouldn't do that and we would just hunt or kill animals, we have better options. We have choices, lions don't. I have the impression that they know that, what they are doing exactly. They are doing it on purpose. They are doing it because they want to hide from the guilt they feel. They can't feel that. 100%. There's a big group here. Let's put a vegan sign. Just holding the sign, reminding people to go vegan. Why not? You either 100% vegan or not vegan. Exactly. There's no middle ground. Give the stream a like. Yeah. So I want to do this stream. I was thinking of doing this stream. Oh, hello. What are you guys doing? Wait. I want to come with you guys. Oh, look at that. All the activists. Oh, let me show you. Wait. Can I show you guys on camera? Wait. All the people who I normally do activism with. Look at this. Hello. Oh, so the sign got you. Hell yeah, look at that, everybody. Just hold the vegan sign, and that's what you get. Okay. Wait, I gotta get all my shit then.
We were just talking about picking up someone to outreach on the boat.
Really? Oh, okay.
So have you heard about veganism?
Perfect, okay. Wait, I got a lot of shit. Hold on, let me.
Nice, you was doing the sign for the people on the boat?
Yeah, I was doing the sign for the people on the boat while I was sitting here or the people on the stream, yeah. Wait.
I know that he was streaming. I watched a little bit.
If I would be on
You watched a little bit only.
I wouldn't believe it.
Did you lock your bike?
Say it again.
Did you lock your bike?
I don't think I unlocked it. No, I locked my bike, yeah. Okay, everybody. I'll just say hello to everybody, and then can I show you guys off? Is everybody like? I don't know if you can see it. Lodevijk is here. You've seen Lodevijk, everybody. You've enjoyed Lodevijk here.
Why did I wave when I said lock the bike?
What a coincidence, huh? Now I'm going on a boat ride.
Did you lock your bike? Imagine.
It wasn't even unlocked. It was just that.
So yes.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. I'll let you go, everybody. I'll enjoy the boat ride with my fellow vegan activists. Okay. That's what you gotta do. Sit with a sign. Oh yeah. Let me show you this. Huh? Because we're on the water right now.
No collision? No collision. Did you see that one? I absolutely did see that one. You want a collision?
It makes for better content.
It makes for better content, the collision.
Lose its head on a boat.
How long have you guys been boating?
Not long.
Not long.
We were just trying to fish for some chips. But
Yeah, they got some chips, but don't. Okay, everybody, thank you for being here. I'm gonna enjoy my time with this awesome activist. I was trying to outreach some boats, yeah.
Did you catch one or?
Bye, everybody. See you in the next one.